into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3, and a very, very big welcome to the one, the only G-Man is in the house, everybody. Oh, we missed you.
Welcome back, dude.
How have your travels been? I did a little cultural exchange with the north of England, spreading the love of South Africa. It was so good. Family time was unbelievable. Little man was such a great traveller. I'm going to miss him, man. Miss my mornings with him every day, but so good to be back. Miss you guys.
So good to have you.
And I'm sure a learning experience for the entire family. And of course, as we look towards the grade 12 examinations coming up, the very big finals, we ask about school comfortability. That's what we connected with the learners of Rondebosch High all about.
Is there anything comfortable about finals? I don't know.
Nothing. I have anxiety.
I turned my back for a second. The Springboks go to mush, but now they have returned to form this weekend, thankfully. But a great weekend.
Can we really call it that, though?
Oh, man, no, it was a tough game, but no regrets there. And, of course, Bafana seeming to have turned a corner as well, but a long way to go to qualify for the World Cup. We'll bring you all of those weekend sporting results.
Absolutely amazing. We also take a look at what's trending this morning, and a 2-year-old shares her thoughts on gym. So hilarious. Oh, the terrible twos. You gotta love it.
I'd love to know her thoughts. And then off the back of the release of the brand new single, man, G&T are in the house for your Monday feel-good session of music. And man, I'm so excited to hear it live, because I've heard it before at the listening party. That was amazing. But to hear it and have it live here is going to be something of an experience.
Are we going to get turned?
Well, not necessarily. You might want to do this.
It's a Monday.
That Monday dance.
Let's go and find out what's happening in the weather while he gets turned.
You might want to do a little bit of this, yeah.
It's a crazy Monday at that. Good morning from my side as well. Let's keep it nice and easy on this Monday morning. Starting off with your weather and those temperatures. The forecast for the northern parts of the country is mild temperatures with thunder showers. Some showers predicted for the Eastern Cape as well, with colder temperatures along the Cape Coast. Jou temperature Polokwane skop af op 14 grade minimum vanoggend en styg na 26 later. Mbombela 17, 28, Pretoria 8, 25. Johannesburg begin op 'n minimum van 6, lekker koel, maar dit warmer 23 later vandag. Mahikeng 8, 26, Klerksdorp 6, 26. Kimberley skop af op 6 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 22. Bloemfontein 5, 22. Richards Bay kicking off on 17 with a mild 23 later on today and some showers predicted. Pietermaritzburg 11, 18, also with some showers expected. Same for Durban as well, 17 with a maximum of 20. Mthatha starting off on 9 minimum with a cool 13 maximum. East London 12, 14. Cradock starting off on 7 with a maximum of only 10 degrees. Nice and cold today. Port Elizabeth 12, 17. George 8, 14. Sutherland very cold today. -2 this morning and a cool 10 maximum only later on today. Cape Town 10, 18. Worcester 3, 17. Springbok on a 7 minimum with a maximum of 18 degrees. And Uppington starting off on 7 as well with a maximum 21 later on. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated as always throughout the course of your morning. I'm back just after 7 o'clock with another update. Right now though, let's quickly take a look at our first look at the roads this morning. What we have for you, Gauteng Diepkloof. There has been an accident on the N1 that's northbound after Rand Show Road. 2 right lanes are blocked, so please approach there with caution. Some delays are expected in the area. That's all that we have for you in terms of the roads. We'll keep you updated as well. Another traffic report heading your way in half an hour's time, just after 7.
Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
How excited are we to see this face? Of course, we've missed our Graham so much. But today on social media, we're saying good morning. It's World Post Day. Would you want to receive a love letter, a surprise package, or even a postcard from a friend? Let's see what you had to say on social media this morning. Shanae says, good morning, Expresso. Definitely a love letter. That's the most sweetest and romantic thing ever. Amber says, I would love to receive a postcard from a friend, Claudia in Switzerland. I love her to bits and I miss her dearly. Claudia, please send a postcard to Amber. Adelaide says, how about all 3? Oh, I like the way you think, Adelaide. Sid says, it has to be a surprise package. Nice one, though. Kevin says, I don't know what Kevin's saying. Garth says, morning, I would love to receive a surprise package. Ryan saying a postcard. Ivana saying grommets, a letter grommets, a friend. All right, and then Leroni says a surprise package. So a lot of people kind of stuck between it, but I think a surprise package and a love letter is definitely winning out. I wouldn't mind a love letter as well. Hey, Idris, want to write me something? Just saying.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, just throw it out there, Leanne.
Just, you know,
who knows? The mail might come in 2 weeks' time. All right.
I did try to find him while I was in the UK. It was just like,
kidnap him. Listen, when we come back from a break, we talk about the conducive nature of your environment.
Yeah.
Is it conducive to learning? We asked that to the matriculants of Rondebosch High.
absolutely. And then we're getting into all your weekend sport. Graham is here, man. What a weekend it was. The Springboks, Bafana. They made us very, very
Hey,
fun.
at least, hey, we
that was awesome.
boys.
We'll
a lot of heart.
Yeah, but we'll relaunch it then.
We'll talk about that after the break. Stick around.
You can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. Hope you had a lekker weekend, but right now, let's keep the Feel Good vibes going with some local entertainment news, my man.
Absolutely, yeah, well, not so feel good in the first story that we have today. Some bad news as we confirm the split of Unathi and Thomas Msengana. Very sad. And in actual fact, the confirmation of the couple splitting up has been rumoured, or rather, it's been first rumoured to be on the rocks for a few months, and now that confirmation came from Unathi herself saying that that we're not together. Basically, those are her words. And no word on whether this means that they are remaining separated or are they actually heading for a divorce. But we are certainly considering the fact that they've been married for almost 8 years now and have kids together. And they're one of our favorite couples, so we hope that they're able to sort things out, man. I've had some really good times with these guys, and I'm hoping that this is not, you know, Splitsville forever. There's got to be some.
But by Unite confirming it, you know, you got to. Well, we wish them well.
Once
we really do.
Once
it's gotten there, exactly.
Well, on to common news, and by common we mean common, as in the award-winning rapper himself. Dude, this guy was in South Africa and he took to Instagram, shared several of these pictures performing in South Africa this past weekend. And man, he was writing that he's had the greatest time performing in Africa. It's an honor. And he's not the only one who enjoyed himself, because if you check out the crowd that was there out in support, it's very, very clear that a lot of people had been hungry to see Common perform. And guess what? We were able to score a one-on-one interview with the man himself. So make sure that you stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show this week, because we will be airing that. Can you imagine, dude?
Man, yes.
This guy's one of the illest lyricists, in my opinion. Not that I'm a lyricist.
No, but he's brilliant.
I mean, this guy, eyes to the heavens. No man, no weapon formed against it. This glory is tested. It's even just messing me up thinking about it, man.
Awesome, man.
I'm glad he enjoyed himself.
Absolutely, definitely stick around for that exclusive right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. That's the wrap of your local entertainment news. We'll get into your international. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a wrap.
Well, it's time for us to revisit Woolworths and their new app as we continue with an exciting competition right here on Expresso, the winner of which will receive a 500 Rand gift card to kickstart his or her summer wardrobe in style. So if you want a piece of your Expresso presenter style, all you have to do is download the new Woolworths app, and once on, scroll down to the As Seen on Expresso and Afternoon Express fashion carousel, and by swiping right or left, choose your favorite item from this week's presenter wardrobe. Now, once chosen, take a screenshot of the item that you most love, and then use that screenshot as a reply on the competition post on our Expresso Facebook page. So basically, all you do is you swipe left or you swipe right. I personally loved this jumpsuit that Zoe wore last week, as well as the off-the-shoulder top, which she paired with the jeans over there. And then, of course, we've got all of these amazing, another off-the-shoulder top. And then I wore the black version of this dress last week as well, with the zip right at the top. Absolutely amazing. So be sure to download the new Woolworths app so that you have a chance to rock your Expresso presenters' fashion favorites. It's the final day of the competition, so get on those mobile phones right now. And if you would like a link to download the app sent straight to your phone, then simply SMS the keyword app to 33728 for the App Store link. Or if you're on Android, use the code, or rather the word play to 33728. SMSs are R1.50 each, and no free SMSs apply. The competition ends tonight at 11:59. And remember, T's and C's do apply.
So all the best of luck with that. Now we're going to pose a very interesting question. We know that our working environment really can affect our productivity, and I think for our learners especially, having a conducive environment at this time of the year going into finals is vital. So the very interesting question we're putting out there to our learners is, if you could change anything in the layout of your classroom to make it more conducive for learning, what would that be? We're going to visit now the learners of Dower Glen High School to pose that exact question with our edition of Expresso AMPD.
Welcome to Expresso Amped. My name is Carl Wasty, and today it's all about your comfort when it comes to school. I mean, look at these hard desks. No one consulted you when they designed the desks. So here's your chance. What is your preferred seating when it comes to a classroom situation and learning?
Seating in the front, because you can communicate with the teacher clearly and ask the questions and see what's on the board without any struggle.
Sitting in groups, perhaps. I think maybe if we can learn more from each other and have class discussions more frequently, then it would be a little bit better.
In front, so I can focus more and listen clearly to what the teacher is saying.
I would prefer sitting from middle to the back, because in the front I feel very guarded and I'm not very free to express myself or actually open my mind to learning much.
I just found the best classroom layout. On the floor. It's perfect. It's amazing. Who needs a desk when you have the humble beginnings of a floor?
I could never live my life in peace. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. Man, I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. Man, I feel like Pablo.
You see that?
Yeah.
The structure of a classroom is very, very important when it comes to your learning. So do you like it the way it is, staring at somebody's back all period, or would you change it up? Let me know.
I think I like the way it is. Most of the learners sit in the front. The learners who want to work sit in the front. And the learners who don't want to work sit at the back, so it's perfect.
The way it is not effective because learners in the back don't hear the teacher properly and are sometimes afraid to ask questions because they can't communicate clearly with the teacher.
I like the layout of my class the way it is because sitting in groups, it would be a disadvantage for other learners because they would get answers from other peers and not think for themselves.
I like it. I'ma take it back to the 90s. Please let me rewind it. On my back in times.
Your classroom, the layout, the desks are equally as important as what you learn on. So, do you think pen and paper is still the way to go? Or do you think tech should be brought into the classroom and we should learn on tablets? Those are my headache tablets. You know what I mean. Thanks. Let me know.
I think that e-learning is the best. You don't have to carry a lot of books. So like if everything is integrated into one smartphone or tablet, it can accommodate everyone and learning is easier.
Personally, I prefer the traditional method of learning because it has a more learning feel to it. And then I personally experience gadgets as a little bit distracting sometimes because there's a lot of applications that you can access at the same time. So I prefer pen, paper, hard copy learning.
I would prefer the e-learning method because it gives us an allowance to actually remember what we studied because it provides us visuals. So it would actually help me remember most of the things that I learned in an exam.
That's it for Expresso Amped for this week. Your final video is a Reese and Meanwhile in Honeydew. Few tips to take with you into the week for the classroom. Number 1, stay focused. Number 2, hit the books. And number 3, make the classroom your own. Have a good one. Ciao.
Confirmation. No approval, don't need confirmation. I know I'm the greatest. Safe as long my mama praying. Complication. I would tell you, but it's complicated. Yeah, the game is for the take. I guess to me this ain't just entertainment. I put my life on it. I will die for this. Paid the price for it. Understand me. Sacrifice for this. Sleepless nights for this. You ain't right for this, boy. It can't be. Conference.
Well, you'd imagine that at some point this weekend, Bafana, we're also just like, yes, celebrating. It was a great weekend for South African sports. Proteas did the thing, Bafana did the thing, and the Springboks coming through with a very, very narrow defeat against the All Blacks of New Zealand. So let's get into those games. Graham, I know that you've been burning to be back in the sports seat to just give us more insight into what we saw this weekend.
Well, yeah, just before we get into the rugby, I was like a whipping boy that side, obviously, when the Springboks lost. But let's start it off with the football because it was a result that was so desperately needed.
Yes.
How we have gone so awry in our World Cup qualifying campaign, I don't know, you turn your back for a second, but Bafana responded in exactly the right way. Just to set the scene for you, of course, Percy Tau putting South Africa, and Tau was amazing. That whole game, some of the assists, absolutely amazing. Put us ahead early on. Tembiswane scoring in the 34th minute. Sibusiso Vilakazi also getting one through later in the game. Great goals. I thought Itumeleng Kune was titanic at the back. Burkina Faso, they did break that defensive lockhold a few times, but our defense held firm. It's the bottom line is though we are still bottom.
I mean, look at that. It's delicious football, man. Graham. It's delicious, man.
And I think the psychology. Look at Stuart Baxter. You never see Stuart Baxter smiling. What do you say to those guys? Because how do you inspire a team when you're sitting at the base of a mountain? But the players are amped up, and clearly they've got their headspace in the right frame of mind. But it's a mountain to climb now. We are still bottom of the log, and it's going to be really tough. We're of course up against Senegal again. A bit of a replay there, we'll call it. They're going to have to win all of their remaining fixtures and hope that Cape Verde maybe miss a step here or there if we're going to have any chance of qualifying. But it is still a mathematical possibility.
I feel like this is one of those qualifiers where if we do make it, somebody's going to write a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mark Fisio,
Put it down.
We're going to be singing it again.
Stop
I'm on that G and T chord.
Speak to Benny McCarthy. Benny can bring in the rap. We've got it, man. So some other World Cup qualifiers. Egypt going through 2-1 against Congo. A really good win for them. They've secured their place. Nigeria are through after a 1-0 win over Zambia. And, I mean, we saw on the international scale, Germany, I think they've made it 19 out of 19 qualifications in their World Cups. But all in all, Bafana showing a huge amount of heart. Now, dude, when you talk about heart, thank God I took a break from social media while I was away after the 57 and no loss. We won't talk about that again, but we wanted a heart, we wanted a mental change, and obviously going into a bit of a break now before we go on our next tour, we needed to see a different Springbok side, and that's what we got.
I think that picture exemplifies exactly what it was coming out of that 57-0 loss, to kind of put the scores at some point where you just thought, like, can the ancestors just bring it through for us?
And they might have, dude. I think it took some rather dubious refereeing at the end there to kind of break our flow, but we still came back with a try. What a way to be able to do that. For me, Malcolm Marx, if we had won that game, there you see the man, he would have been man of the match, undoubtedly. But Damien McKenzie, I think he was the difference in those two sides. But it showed what the Springboks can do if their hearts are in the right place. So absolutely no regrets. They were making the right decisions on the field. But we cannot take anything away from New Zealand. They are still the #1 rugby side in the world. 4 out of 5 rugby championships in the last 5 years. They deserve to hold that trophy, and they got to do it in front of a very full crowd at Newton. So kudos to the crowd that came out as well to support the Springboks, man.
Absolutely. So that was your sporting weekend. The results, the action, the highlights, the deliciousness.
Oh, wow. I was actually at one of the big malls in Cape Town, and it was lit. Thousands of people coming to watch that game. It was awesome.
No, so many people tuned in. I was in the airport lounge, actually, and everyone just kind of rallied around the TV. It was amazing.
Amazing. Well, still to come after the break, we are looking at what's viral, and a 2-year-old shares her thoughts on gym. Very, very interesting.
That's it. And South Africa, I hope you are ready for these gorgeous ladies. G&T in the house. After the break, they'll perform for us. Stick around.
Yes!
You can make my day.
Soaked in neon lights, got me open tonight. Everybody's watching, and I can't deny that we started a fire. Ooh, baby, how can they blame us? Ooh, baby, feeling ourselves tonight. I want ya, I want ya, I want ya all night. I want ya, I want ya, I want ya, can't hide it. Don't want ya, I want ya.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Well, it's a Monday morning. We're live, large and in charge on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Welcome back to it as we take a look at some of the most random, funny and just hilarious things we found online right now. I'll share them with you to put a smile on your face.
Okay, how about I kick us off? We all know Mila, the 2-year-old that's taken the internet by storm. Her sassiness is everything.
Superstar,
Well, we found a new video that we love so much, and we thought, hey, why don't we share it with you?
My mom was like, hey, Mila, do you want to hit the gym? I was like, who's gym? What do you have to do too? What are these people doing? People running and not getting anywhere. You know what yoga is? It's honey's in your face.
Mila calling out the world.
I know.
What are you people people doing? It's high knees in your face.
People running and not getting anywhere.
Drops miniature microphone.
Absolutely brilliant. You must check out the full video. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Listen, and just a picture, just to really put a smile on your face. We found 2 Chinese lizards as they decided to literally just chill.
What do you mean, bro? What do you mean? You explain yourself?
No. Chinese reptiles.
No.
There we go. And
bro.
yeah, they
is this real?
Wow. Very much in weekend mode.
Check out the caption.
Your parents are waiting for you.
No, fam. No, man.
So, yeah, just
they're like Beugupi.
There's just a bit of randomness.
Oh, there really is no coming back for that. Okay, I don't know. Maybe a husky can do it. Luna is a gorgeous husky, but it's not enough that her folks, her owners, drive her around, feed her, put a roof over her head. She still wants constant attention. But who could say no to this demand? Poor, oh, look at that face. Girl got some zing to her.
I thought it was being clingy. Okay, next stop.
Go on.
There we go.
Yeah.
Luna, she knows how to grab the spotlight, eh?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Anyway, let us know which hashtags, videos, or stories have caught your attention online. Please share them with us on Facebook and on Twitter using our hashtag Expresso Show. But right now, it's time for music. You guys ready for some music?
Let's do some music.
I'm ready for some music
Let's
right
do
now.
some music.
And kicking off your Feel Good Monday, we have the ladies of G&T in the studio. And fresh off the release of their debut single, which is absolutely amazing. It's called Shameless. Here's G&T.
Good morning, everybody. Have a jam with us today. Hey. Now our bodies are touching, soaked in neon lights, got me open tonight. Everybody's watching, and I can't deny that we started a fire. Ooh, baby, how can they blame us? Ooh, baby, feeling ourselves. Tonight, I want ya, I want ya, I want ya all night. I want ya, I want ya, I want ya, can't hide it. Don't want ya, I want ya, I want ya. Ooh, baby, get up shameless. What it turns to vapor. Oh, when you break the heat, I wanna see how far you take it, how deep your love gets. Fading off this liquor, you got what I need. I wanna be wrapped in you, baby. So call that live, yeah, yeah. Ooh, baby, how can they blame us? Ooh, baby, feeling ourselves. Tonight, I want ya, I want ya, I want ya all night. I want ya, I want ya, I want ya, can't hide it. Don't want ya, I want ya, I want ya. Ooh, baby, yeah, I'm shameless. Come on. Tonight, I want ya, I want ya, I want ya all night. I want ya, I want ya, I want ya, can't hide it. Don't want ya, I want ya, I want ya. Ooh, baby, yeah, I'm shameless. Ooh, yeah, I'm shameless. Yeah, I'm shameless.
Happy Happy Mondays and GNT. Thank you very much, ladies. That was wonderful. Shameless. You know a song is good when you got people like pole dancing in the back there behind the scenes. You saw that, right? You saw that. That was amazing.
Saw you, Lucian.
Listen, tell me about the song. Where did it come from? How did the writing process of it come together? And to be what it is right now as a final product that is Shameless.
Oh man, for us it was great. We put out some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
It got some traction from the right people. It did go, not viral, but we got quite some shares and some likes. And a label approached us and they were like, hey, we're in the US, we'd love to work with you guys. And so goes it. They sent us the song. They sent us a few songs.
Okay.
And this one was like, it's the one. We were looking for our sound, and so in the process we were like, yes, no, maybe try this. And then this song came about and we were like, this is the one. So we recorded it over here, mixed and mastered by Needles, who is like the most amazing producer. He worked with Bruno Mars, like everyone, Chris Brown. Like,
I mean,
he's there, he's on top with them.
That's
But,
amazing, and you've
great.
delivered an absolutely amazing product. I know that it's rotating right now on radio, so call your local radio station, request the song, and it was so amazing to have it performed live here, fresh on a Monday morning. Can't wait to have more from GNT a little bit later on. In the meantime, link up with us on Facebook and let us know what you thought about that performance of Tonight. I want ya, I want ya.
In your national news this morning, Police Minister Fikile Mbalula has praised Western Cape Police for their efforts to reduce crime in the province. He said the past weekend's massive raid in Nyanga and Philippi East led to numerous arrests of suspects for crimes such as murder, rape, drug possession and carjacking. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula says perhaps the time has come to review policies to ensure soldiers assist the police in the fight against crime. She was speaking at the funeral of the former Inspector General of the Department of Defence, Major General Mxolisi Petane, in Cape Town yesterday. Three universities, Stellenbosch, Northwest and the Free State Central University of Technology, have embarked on holding discussions about 2018 tertiary fee increases. They have initiated talks with student bodies seeking to come up with an amicable solution between the expectations of the #FeesMustFall student movement and presidency and tertiary institutions. President Jacob Zuma has not yet responded to the Hare Commission's report on the feasibility of free higher education, which was handed down to him a month ago. Now moving further abroad, a shooting at the Royal Palace in Saudi Arabia has left 2 security guards dead and 3 others wounded, according to a Saudi Interior Ministry statement. The statement says a 28-year-old man was killed after he drove up to the Al Salam Palace gates in Jeddah and shot at security forces. Earlier, Saudi police raided 3 addresses in the capital Riyadh connected to the so-called Islamic State. And then finally, Sudan hailed the U.S.'s decision to end its 20-year trade embargo as a positive decision, but called for Washington to go further and take the country off its blacklist of state terrorist sponsors. The United States lifted long-standing sanctions against Sudan on Friday, saying it had made progress in fighting terrorism and easing humanitarian distress. Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir remains on the wanted list of the International Criminal Court for alleged war crimes. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's a look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Let's kick it off with the good news. First, the Proteas claimed a 2-0 Test series victory over Bangladesh yesterday after winning the second Test by an innings and 254 runs in Poch. The result saw the Proteas set a record for their biggest ever win, surpassing the previous mark of an innings and 229 runs of Sri Lanka. That was back in 2000 and 2001 season. South Africa and Bangladesh next lock horns in the 3-match ODI series, in the first ODI taking place this coming Sunday. Then on to rugby. The Springboks 2017 Rugby Championship season came to an end on Saturday with a nail-biting 24-25 loss to New Zealand in Cape Town. Malcolm Marks, star of the show, 77-minute try that resulted and the resulting conversion rather took the Boks to within just 1 point of their opponents, but it was too little too late as New Zealand held on to claim the win. In the weekend's other result, Australia ensured a second-place tournament finish with a 37-20 win over Argentina. Then fireworks on the football field as well. Bafana Bafana beat Burkina Faso by 3 3-1 in Soweto on Saturday to keep their 2018 World Cup hopes alive. While the Bafana still sit at the bottom of Group D, the win does take them up to 4 points. They now lie 4 points behind leader Senegal with 2 games remaining. Now, other African qualifying results, Nigeria and Egypt, they both secured their place at next year's World Cup. That was with wins over Zambia and the Congo, respectively. While Senegal, they beat Cape Verde by 2-0. Then finally onto the track, Lewis Hamilton raced to his 8th win of the F1 season as he crossed the line first at the Japanese Grand Prix yesterday. Starting from pole position, Hamilton dominated from start to finish to take the checkered flag ahead of Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. So Hamilton's win sees him extend his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship standings to 306 points. That's 59 ahead of Sebastian Vettel, with 4 races remaining on this season's calendar. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Good to have you back, G-Man, but let's quickly get into your roads and see what it's looking like. And it's back to school, which means only one thing, it means heavy traffic. So with that in mind, Gauteng, Johannesburg, you can expect congestion on the N1 northbound between the Golden Highway and Soweto Highway with an average speed of around 10 kilometers per hour and delays of 26 minutes. And for the Western Cape, congestion on the N1, the N2, the N7 and R300 this morning. And you can expect delays all across the board this morning. So please take care and drive safe on your Monday morning. Right now, let's quickly get into your weather, and the forecast for the northern parts of the country is mild temperatures with a couple of thunder showers expected. There's also some showers predicted for the Eastern Cape today, with colder temperatures for the Cape Coast expected. Jou temperatuur op Polokwane 14 minimum met 'n maksimum van 26 en 'n paar donderstorms. Mbombela 17, 28, Pretoria 8 en 'n matige 25, Johannesburg 6 grade minimum en 'n warmer 23 later. Mahikeng 8, 26, Klerksdorp 6, 26, Kimberley begin op 6 grade minimum en 'n maksimum 22, Bloemfontein 5, 22, Richards Bay 17, 23, Pietermaritzburg 11, 18, Durban on a 17 with a maximum 20, Mthatha 9, 13, East London starting off on 12 with a maximum 14 degrees and some showers expected. Also for Cradock, some showers today, 7 minimum with a maximum 10, Port Elizabeth on 12 minimum and a high of 17 degrees, George 8, 14, Sutherland very cold today, -2 this morning, staying cold with a maximum of only 10 degrees. Cape Town 10, 18, Worcester 3, 17, Springbok 7, 18, and Uppington starting off on 7 degrees minimum with a maximum of 21 degrees. That's a wrap of your traffic and weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back with another update just after 8.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
So now, a big question. Are you on the top of your game when it comes to celebrity news, the world of music, television and movies? Do you know who the who's who are in South Africa? Well, we've blurred out a face of someone who you really should know, and we're going to give you a few clues as to who that mystery person is. So turn on that grey matter. Let the guessing games begin.
Yeah, guess who game. So this is a South African actress who was born in Cape Town on the 20th of June, 1980. Okay? That's a pretty wide field. And she presented Take 5 back in the 90s and played Lolly in Isidingo.
Oh, that's a dead giveaway. So this year, she has been nominated for the sexiest woman at the You Spectacular Awards. We know that that's a very friendly award nomination on this show, Ewan. She will star as the mechanic in the 4th season of the popular US series The Flash, which is a major feather in her cap. You know how many actresses have gone out for that role? We love her.
Absolutely. So head on over to our social media platforms and let us know who this morning's mystery person is. And remember to use our hashtags on Facebook and Twitter. Hashtag Expresso Show.
Well, it's time for us to head to social media, and we are in the last term of school, and of course wishing our learners all of the best for the next few weeks to come. We want to know from you, would you choose e-learning or would you choose writing with pen and paper? Let's see what you had to say. Rasheen kicking us off this morning. Pen and paper, my memory just works so much better when I'm physically writing things down. Erin says pen and paper. E-learning is also a form of distraction because there's also access to other apps. Oh, so true. Mahal says pen and paper, too much of this new technology stuff, as they will distract the learners and they'll see them, a lot of them failing. Maria says pen and paper, although I'm at an e-learning school. Gaisa says, thank you, I'm really looking forward to do my best. Pen and paper. And you know what, if I scroll down, it seems like pen and paper is winning that race right now. But let us know, when it comes to writing, what would you prefer, e-learning or pen and paper?
All right, we're going to be taking a very quick ad break on your Feel Good Monday morning. When we come back, the latest tech roundup, and the US is heading to the moon once again. We'll bring you that story in just a bit, and we'll also give you an update and then some information on how to become a successful social media influencer. Don't miss that and a whole lot more heading your way after the break.
What's your dream holiday? The call of the wild at a game lodge or living it up among the bright lights of a big city? Well, make that dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive, and you could win one of 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 15 December. All you have to do is visit a BP fuel station, spend 400 Rand or more and swipe your Avios card. You can get your Avios card for free at BP and swipe to enter the greatest festive competition. Hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday to you, and it's time for your weekly tech roundup with our expert, General Manager of bandwidthblog.com, Brian Smith. Always a pleasure to have you here. Bring us the latest, most exciting news, and we begin with a story that might be able to help any one of us if we were ever caught in a tragedy, because Google has now been given license to, let me just get this right, to relaunch or launch an experimental license to have connectivity in Puerto Rico using something called Project Loon.
So this is a really exciting development to come out of really a terrible tragedy, in that when Hurricane Maria swept through Puerto Rico just recently, it's estimated to have destroyed about 80% of all the cellular networking towers. So that not only complicates the question of internet access, but also complicates relief efforts being organized on the ground.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Google's been given an experimental license until April next year to launch a series of high-altitude weather balloons, which, when they partner with a local network, will sort of proliferate internet connectivity throughout the country and will hopefully be able to aid the organization of relief efforts.
Oh, that's fantastic news. So good luck to everyone involved in that project. And hopefully, do you see, is this something that could possibly be implemented to kind of cut down on the infrastructural costs of data access and things like that?
That's actually a great question. It was originally developed for emerging countries where it's difficult to lay cables, or in very remote regions of the globe, and now it's being used as an emergency service. So there are a whole lot of applications for this.
I'm just saying, let's bring it down here. But let's move on to cryptocurrencies. We've heard of the likes of Bitcoin. It's all the rage right now. And I also understand that the city of Dubai is launching its own cryptocurrency called Mcash. So bring us into that space. What exactly is it, and what is it going to be used for?
Great. So cryptocurrencies have become a real buzzword this year, and I think most people are looking at Bitcoin or seeing if they can invest or trade in Bitcoin. And now Dubai has launched its own such cryptocurrency called Mcash, as you mentioned. What's interesting about this is that it's now recognized as legal tender in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. So it can be used for government facilities and non-government facilities. The examples that have been given at the moment, for example, is one could use Mcash to pay their property rates if they're a resident in Dubai, or school children could use it to pay for their lunch on the way to school. It works through most modern smartphones through an NFC chip, so it's tap and pay.
Yeah. Is this going to be the future of the world economy? I mean, once the entire, I guess, gold system of valuating currency kind of crashes, if people are saying that's anticipating to happen, that is this going to be the new thing, digital currencies?
It could well be. The framework, the challenging framework really is legislation and regulation. But if more countries and cities can roll out their own cryptocurrency, that sort of circumvents that problem. And I believe that's what we'll see going forward into the near future.
Wow. And then lastly, some exciting news from NASA. I don't know if you can classify this as exciting, though, but they're saying they're heading back to the moon again. What's happening?
Well,
What's
it's
the
some
update
good
on this
news
journey?
out of the Trump administration. It's actually a change in policy that under Bush, NASA was headed to the moon. Under Obama, that changed to Mars. And now Mike Pence, the new Vice President of the United States, has announced that NASA is refocusing its efforts to go to the moon. We don't have any concrete information about what NASA's planning, but we do know that in recent weeks, NASA's planning has announced the Deep Space Gateway, which will be a satellite in between the orbit of the moon and the Earth that will fuel endeavors to other planets in the near future.
Okay, but we're definitely going to see the moon again from up close, and it's going to be big.
It's going to be big.
So real. Amazing. Dude, always a pleasure to have you here with us. Brian Smith, of course, from the bandwidthblog.com. All your latest tech news update you can find there.
Well, social media has permeated almost every aspect of our lives, and there are many people out there who use it as a way to build their careers and even earn a living. Now, the most visible of these people are called social media influencers, and some of South Africa's most prominent bloggers recently sat at the A1 Creators Table panel, headed by our very own dynamic Pan-African entertainment news reporter, Moying, to discuss the business of creating content and profitable influencing.
Someone who has established some sort of credibility with the public, and they use their platforms to influence and communicate with their different audiences and readerships about their experiences with certain products or brands.
Someone who's authentically used their voice in a way that has allowed others to relate to their voice as well, and in using their voice on a commercial basis to drive an income.
Start off, it definitely is easy. You just need yourself and a little bit of motivation from anyone who knows you or just feels like you've got something to give or something to share. But to keep it going and staying uplifted, I think that's the hard part, and it does come easy if you've got a great team or a great family or friends around you.
I don't think it's hard to be a social media influencer. I just think people make it seem very hard because people try to be something that they're not. When you are being yourself, that's when people can relate to you, that's when people trust you, that's when you gain the followership, and necessarily that's when brands want to work with you.
To be a credible social media influencer is to actually sort of build your brand in the process and take it seriously and be consistent and be that authoritative voice to your audience, to your readers, someone that they can rely on. No one has been on the other side of what a successful social media influencer looks like. We're all first generation sort of like influencers, and we're learning our lessons along the way when it comes to creating profit.
Being an online digital content creator is still something that is seen as just a hobby, where internationally bloggers are making multi-millions of money through their collaborations, and I think in this country that's not the case.
Companies or brands usually hire massive teams to do sometimes what bloggers or what influencers do. We are all-rounders, and if you can manage it all by yourself and just put out amazing content, you can definitely make it profitable.
What sets me apart is that I'm original in what I do. I'm very confident in what I do, and I'm very real about what I do. I don't feel there's a need to lie. And I think social media makes people feel like they should always portray this perfect life, you know, this rich life that they don't live.
What sets me apart is the fact that I have the paper behind it. So I'm a qualified makeup artist because when I put out content, I want people to know that I understand what I'm talking about. And for me to stay on top or to be where I am today, I think just took honesty and hard work.
What sets me apart from the rest, I believe, is nothing more than me just being myself. You have to just maintain who you are at the core.
When it comes to influencers, you can't look at numbers. I mean, you have people that have 500,000 followers but have no engagement, and you have someone who has 1,000 followers but has a really high engagement. So I think it's dependent on the person and who they're talking to and what is their target market. be consistent over a period of time, and as you become consistent, that's when people, will follow your work. And it's very important to always stay ahead, to always researching, always finding new ways to create, always finding new ways to engage with your audience.
Always be honest and trustworthy to brands, to your readers.
You always find yourself going back to, who you are.
Brand building is very important, to look like my brand, understanding how I can present my brand online, understanding how I can communicate the brand in a way that it makes sense across the platform.
Someone like me who is quite shy, it's very difficult to just open yourself up in a room and just be like, hey, I'm this person. But it goes a long way. It's just network. If it's a reach, do it.
There's a whole bigger world of digital and understanding the economy of how digital works. Try have a deeper understanding of the platforms that you're using and how those platforms can best serve what you do. So I think being up to mark with digital is so important.
So it's time for a bit of fitness here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. We have a real powerhouse in studio to give us a bit of a kickboxing workout, a bit of a taste of that heading into the summer. Ashley Robinson is here. Phenomenal fighter as well, putting us through our paces this morning. Ashley, lovely to have you, my friend.
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming, man. So before we get into the workout this morning, of course, you've had major success in the amateur, the pro-am, the professional arenas as well. What is it about kickboxing, dude, that loves you, basically, because you're doing so well in it?
Well, I basically started my fighting career as a kid when I was 5 years old, but it wasn't kickboxing, it was karate.
Okay.
And as I progressed in the field of karate, I started to do kickboxing, because kickboxing is basically more contact. It's more a physical challenge between you and your opponent, seeing who's the better fighter. And kickboxing, it helps me to maintain a healthy weight, maintain a healthy mindset. It keeps me disciplined. It keeps me away from a lot of trouble. So
hence, I mean, we always see these boxing camps pulling up in areas where it's so needed, getting kids off the street, teaching them discipline, correct diet, health, that kind of stuff. So all right, brother, what are we going to do for today's workout? Because I mean, I'm keen to. I haven't tried. I'm a boxer, okay, not a kickboxer. I don't know what that entails, so I'm looking forward to it.
So basically, we're going to do a warm up first.
Okay, you guys at home are more than welcome to join in as well.
Please do, please do.
Okay.
So it's just a quick. It's a mix of. It's not a burpee. It's just a mixture of exercises.
Okay.
So the first, it's going to be a drop. Then elbows down, up. This is basically the focus on your triceps.
Okay.
And then tap, tap, feet in, jump. So usually when I start training at home, I do 10 of those.
Okay.
And then I do 10 start jumps, like just easy for 1,
all right.
2.
So the warm up obviously very, very important. We've got to try that burpee one more time, dude. Okay, let's do 2 of those. Let's do 2 of those burpees just to get the intensity going.
Okay, go.
So there.
Tap, tap, jump, down, up.
Okay,
and
full body workout right there.
Yes. And usually when I'm done with the warm-up, I will go with my basics, which is a jab.
Okay.
Cross. Hook. Now the hook usually just stops in front of your chin.
Okay.
And then when you pull back your hook, you throw a kick. And then when you pull back your kick, hook, up, left leg.
Okay.
So let's just do 5 quick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yo, come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, she's like it. That's so what I love about this kind of exercise is that it keeps you focused here as well.
Yes.
Because you got to remember that.
You got to remember your technique.
How long? What does your training routine kind of entail?
Well, usually in the morning I'll wake up at 4:30 to go for a 10-kilometer run.
Okay.
If it's too cold, I'll go inside the gym and run on the treadmill, or I'll do mountain sprints. And then after that, I will do like boxing, shadow boxing, go to the heavy bag, do 10 rounds in the bag, and then I will lift. I will really go heavy, but not too much because I focus on body weight only.
Exactly.
Because body weight, it balances all your muscles in your body, so that's what I really focus on.
And you want to keep that explosive kind of power going as well, not to be too heavy in terms of muscular.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome stuff. Ashley Robinson giving us a bit of a taste of kickboxing. So there's a little routine that you can follow at home with that. Okay, just what is it going to do? Bam, 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 there. And then up, kick. There. So a little routine for you right there. That's your fitness here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning with this legend, Ashley Robinson. Thank you.
So with summer on its way, BP is giving you the chance to win your dream holiday. Doesn't that sound nice? All you need to do is fill up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP, then swipe your Avios card and then stand a chance of winning 300,000 Avios points. Unbelievable. So we asked you to visit our social media pages and let us know what would you do if you had 300,000 Avios points to use on that dream holiday. And this is what some of you had to say. So Bronwyn Isaacs would travel to Italy for her dream holiday. Very nice, and enjoy some Italian pasta and wine. Rathilbe Manoy from Johannesburg, she'd love to visit Cape Town. Come on down, visit her parents or take her parents down and tick that off her wish list. Raquel Denise DeRoy saying from Alberton, we would love to experience the food and culture of Greece. Nice choice. And her hubby will join her for that while touring the Greek islands. Brilliant, brilliant idea. So please keep those comments coming on our Expresso Facebook page. Tell us all about your dream holiday destinations. And of course, to enter this awesome competition, again, you've got to fill up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP service station. Swipe your Avios card and you will automatically be entered into the BP Fuel My Festive competition and stand a chance of winning that dream holiday for yourself. So for all the information and terms and conditions, visit expressoshow.com or bp.co.za.
And while you're doing that, make sure you keep it locked onto your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we come back, we chat to former Springbok player Thando Manana on the release of his book that talks about his experience as a black player in the Springboks. And then Ewan also gets the chance to try out the brand new passion fruit frappe. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We'll be right back.
Get a taste of the smooth life and win when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, weekly giveaways of Fujifilm Instax cameras, Daniel Klein His and Hers watches or travel vouchers. You could also win the grand prize of a trip for two to the Maldives and stay at the luxurious Adoran Resorts. Visit tropica.co.za for info and T's and C's.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3.
Absolutely, and happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, following the Cape Town launch of Thando Manana's book, Being a Black Springbok, we got to sit down with the SABC sports commentator to unpack some of his most pertinent experiences as being a black sportsman in a transforming South Africa.
Because of South Africa's troubled history with political oppression, we are still finding that success of black people are marked with the classifier, the first black person to accomplish such an achievement. That's why stories of black people in these spaces are important to take note of, and we are happy to have former Springbok rugby player Thando Manana to tell us about his experience of being a black Springbok, which also happens to be the title of his new book, co-written with sports editor Spu Majikiso. Let's talk about the title of your book, Being a Black Springbok. For you, it happened during a time, you know, where you were considered the third black Springbok back in 2000. Is that where the motivation for it came for you?
Look, not necessarily, but I think, you know, at the time of writing, when it came to me having the name of the book, you know, I sort of reflected on where I'd come from, on the journey that I'd had to endure, you know, from a boy from New Brighton in Port Elizabeth, having to play his youth rugby for Eastern Province, but then getting an opportunity in an Afrikaner-dominated environment in Kimberley, where you had Tswana people as well. So I sort of looked at myself and I said, you know, a true reflection would be certainly one that says, you know, you made it, you've made the junior Springbok, but then you've made the pinnacle of any boy's, anyone's sort of career that they look forward to making, and that's being a Springbok. But most importantly, I was comfortable with the skin color that I have, which is I'm an African, ethnic African black man of this country. And why not saying that my journey is a journey of a black man, it's a journey of a black boy, son of the soil in this country that made it to the top. And why not seek to inspire the other black people, because race is still remaining the biggest factor that one is a judge in this country.
I'm with you on that, and you know what, it took you hard work to get there, and we're still going through a lot of transformation, and we've seen increase in, you know, in terms of the numbers of colour players. But do you feel like it's any easier for players these days?
I don't think so. I think the term transformation, which you just used, is a term that, you know, one always asks himself if the country has embraced the word transformation, if they've certainly, you know, see that there is a need to transform, you know, across all society, because the talent is right there. It's not for any individual or any specific, you know, color person in this country, whether you're pink, green or yellow. But I think for me also is the players themselves. They take a lot of pounding from the word of actually being labeled as either a quota player or transformation player within the squad. Remember, South African Rugby Union themselves had the STP, which was a strategic transformation plan, which seek to sort of up the ante and level the playing fields, where opportunities were given, but also given throughout the youth structures as well as junior structure up to the senior level, which for them it's still their target to make sure that they do have a representative side, but most importantly, players that are there on merit. Certainly the backlash has been there, especially on the players of colour. Should they make that little bit of mistake, everyone pounds on that. But for me, I think they have to remain focused to the core, and the core is certainly to transform a South African rugby team.
And is that at the essence the message you hope people take from your book?
Certainly. You know, it's trials and tribulation. And I think for me, this is a book that, as parents, who have aspiring youngsters who seek to play the game at a young level. Kids know nothing of transformation, of being labelled a quota player. But I think it is also a duty for the parents, where my parent was not involved in my, you know, growing up stage, especially rugby terms. But this time around, they are there. They take these kids to the Model C schools nowadays. So they should follow up and see the progress. But most importantly, give support to the kids, something that we didn't have. In so doing, then the parents of that kid is aware of the ins and outs, what is happening on the field and outside of the field, because they witness each and every step that the kid takes. That's one of the things that black parents, they don't do. They don't support their own kid, and then they blame the system, let alone the kids also taking from what the parents are saying and start blaming the system as having to fail them. Yet there were people like myself and many more, the Ashwin Willems of this world, where they had to endure pain throughout, but realizing when you reach to the pinnacle of that career, you sort of look back and see that there's very few coming through. And for me, it is to inspire, to say, come through. This is a sport for everyone. It's a sport that is played between the white four lines. It has no color or creed, but most important is about the talent of the youngster.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Well, Thando, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for sharing this. And of course, if you'd like to read more about this and more about the biographical stories from Thando Manana's life, then this this is a book you need to have. It's called Being a Black Springbok, and it's available from all major bookstores.
An incredible read. Now, I think, and staying on that sporting trend, in many communities, sports has been introduced and developed at a grassroots level thanks largely to the passion and dedication of some caring citizens. And this morning, our Mandela Monday hero, Moses Matabula, works as a freelance cameraman for the popular SABC television show, but his heart lives on a dusty football pitch where he's playing a very positive role in the lives of teenagers.
My name is Moses Bafana Matebula. I used to play soccer, and then because of injuries, I've decided that let me maybe start to work with the community and help them. I've decided to start a development soccer team that maybe I can help them to move away from the wrong things.
Moses Matebula started coaching in 2009, and today he trains around 58 children 4 afternoons a week.
I have a lot of challenges when it comes to finance, because I have to pay for everything: soccer balls, soccer jerseys, and the transport and the registration for the league. I have to pay on my own pocket. My plan was to be a teacher, to work with kids. So that didn't work out because of football was also the thing that I like more. The community respond very well, because some of the parents, they come to support the boys when they're playing. Some, they will come with their own cars to help to take the team where we play, and then when we're done, we call them. It's some of the things that they do.
All of the youths on Moses' football teams come from under-resourced communities, and receiving structured coaching in sport has an overwhelmingly positive effect.
What I love of Coach Moses is not that strict on you. He makes sure that you do good and perform.
This soccer training has changed my life a lot, because I'm well disciplined now. I can follow the instruction of the coaches.
What I think of Coach Moses as a role model is that he motivates me to play football. He teaches us to stay away from the streets and keeps us going.
What I love about coming to soccer coach is because of I want to be like professional players and play overseas, so that I can make my parents to be proud of me.
Additionally, Moses and the volunteers who assist him also offer homework tutoring, so the young players focus on doing well at school.
When you're a coach, you have to know the kids and all the different things that they do. In our setup, after the training, especially the younger ones, we sit down with them and talk to them and tell them that the school come first. If you're not doing well at school, you must come and tell us, and then we can put you on the program that the senior players, they can help with homework, and all that is what we do. I hope if they can see what is happening in the country and focus on the education, stay away from the nyaupe and the other things, maybe it can be something that we can come together and fix that.
I work closely with Coach Moses to get the kids out of the street. So what we do is after training, they do physical training, they do ball work training. So we combine all that together just to keep them more motivated. Right now we've got a problem of drugs. That is one of the things that is really disturbing the youngsters. So most of the times now what we have decided to do is after school, if we don't do physical training for them, we do have programs that we keep them motivated and looking forward to something to do.
What Moses has accomplished thus far is nothing short of extraordinary, but he has bigger plans and goals for the young people he's committed to helping through sport.
My dream to see this development grow, and anyone who wants to come and help or to be involved is more than welcome.
What a worthy Mandela Monday hero. Moses Matebula Ralebocha, man, for the work that you're doing. That's amazing.
That really is amazing.
Inspire you. Monday motivation.
I love it. Well, I'm going to teach you something this morning. Yeah? Did you know that the word frappe is derived from French, meaning to chill?
Oh, so it's actually frappe.
Yeah, just frappe, basically. Now, the word first appeared in the American English Dictionary in 1848, and not long after gained international popularity and made its mark as one of the most enjoyed chilled drinks across the globe.
Yeah, but we're very excited, in fact, as excited as ever, because McCafe has launched the all-new limited time offer Passion Fruit Frappe, and it's just in time for the summer.
So it's official, summer has arrived, and that means we're able to enjoy the nice and hot temperatures, trips to the beach with friends, working on our iconic South African tans, and just enjoying the great outdoors. But no summer moment is complete without a delicious frappe bursting with tropical flavor. Ah, thank you. That is fresh. I think the only way I can describe it is like sunshine in a cup. So go on and make that summer switch and embrace those tropical flavors with the all-new McCafe Passion Fruit Frappe. But you better hurry because it'll only be available for a limited amount of time. How would I describe the McCafe Passion Fruit Frappe in 3 words? Fresh, summery, and tropical. I think this is the perfect kind of drink, especially with the very hot summer temperatures that we experience. It's definitely a type of a drink that's going to chill you out and just make sure that you kind of enjoy the moment for a bit. If you can dream it, you can do it. So I guess I'm off to the beach to go live out my moments in between. Oh, take me back to the tropical Zanzibar waters on a horse. It was amazing.
Can't keep you off a horse, dude.
It was amazing.
Put that in you spectacular, sexy little build-up. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return, Miss Earth South Africa is going to be representing the country in the Philippines. A very big, proud step for us.
Yeah, man. And Amy is back. She's representing in the Expresso kitchen with a roast chicken stuffing second to none. Don't miss it.
Chicken dinner.
Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yep, you're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Good morning to you. Yes, on
to
your
you and you and you.
You and everyone. Yes, fantastic. Listen, international entertainment news. What's the roundup, Leanne?
So much to talk about. Hilary Duff celebrated the big 3-0 this weekend, and thanks to her social media posts, we could all join in on the fun. You remember Hilary Duff, right?
Of course, man.
Don't worry, we're going to put a picture.
No, I do.
Remember.
Blonde hair. Come on.
There she is.
Hilary Duff.
So cute. Taking to Instagram, the singer and actress shared several photos of her B-Day bash, which saw her entire house be decorated for the night as she enjoyed the night with friends and family.
Cool. Wow.
And we also spotted her ex Matthew Coma at the birthday celebrations, which, according to multiple reports, prove the on-again, off-again couple are indeed back on again.
Okay. I thought she was much older than 30.
I know,
for
right?
some reason. 30,
and then
yeah,
she's like a
Just
youngin'.
because she's done so much.
That's true.
Yeah, she's done so much. So yeah.
But are they absolutely honest though about their age? Sometimes I think they might take a few years off.
Okay.
I don't know.
You got to stay young in this
Hollywood
industry.
age.
Exactly.
Hollywood years.
Yeah.
We'll just jump onto Google just now. We'll see.
And she was older than me and I'm older than her. I don't know. Anyways, all eyes are constantly on the Kardashians, and even more so now that the three of them are rumored to be pregnant. Khloe Kardashian, who's made headlines this weekend, though, as she stepped out for the first official public appearance since the pregnancy news broke. Of course, all eyes were on the Bella, which really isn't showing that much, sparking even more rumors about the whole Kardashian-Jenner baby boom that's happening right now. And if you ask us, being on Khloe's baby bump watch rather than the butt watch, because we're always on the butt watch.
The butt watch.
You know, I think we're going to give the butt a break and just be on the bump watch now. Okay? You've been on the butt watch, come on.
I have not been on the butt watch.
You've never watched the butt?
Chloe's?
It's like there, you can't really
guys,
miss
there's a whole South Africa full of just, you know...
Yeah, natural.
You can be watching, you know, whatever you want to watch in South Africa. You don't have to go there.
Implants, eh?
What's happening with her and her boyfriend, you were saying?
Oh, apparently the Kardashian effect has taken hold because Tristan is no longer starting for the Cavaliers anymore, and LeBron also made a bit of a stink with regards to seeing the Kardashians as cameras in their training facilities. So all is not well, but we'll continue to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll be on the belly watch. Anyway, let's talk other things. Our Miss Earth SA 2017, Irina Mozzarella. Now, she has jetted off to represent the nation at the international leg of the competition that takes place on the 4th of November. But in true Miss Earth SA style, she, of course, had to say goodbye to her beloved nation, and we were given an exclusive invite to that farewell party.
Miss Earth South Africa, it's a leadership program to empower women to go into communities and to make not only a difference, but to make a sustainable difference. We go into schools and various communities and we teach them about the 5 R's and the importance of waste management. It hasn't only been a journey for 3 weeks, it's been a journey since May. The theme of the international competition is Heroines of Climate Change. It all begins with self. So it's to show people that we as an individual have the power to make change, and it comes from the decision that you make yourself. You can decide whether or not you want to impact change and whether or not you want to be the start of something greater.
The inspiration for this particular outfit actually is around the warrior. We have decided to put together the colors that actually embodies who we are in this rainbow nation of ours, and also make her look beautiful, also to enhance who we are, where we're from, because clothes are symbol. They tell who you are, where you're coming from, and where you are going to.
As Irene is representing South Africa at the Miss Earth Finals in the Philippines, she's got a legion of supporters here at home.
I believe that you will represent South Africa and yourself and Miss Earth very well, exceptionally well, and make us all proud. And please bring back the crown. Bring back 2 if you can, so I can wear one right next to you. All the best.
What greater opportunity Irene has to meet so many beautiful girls around the world. I wish her all the best of luck, but more to take every moment and every experience in, and I wish her well. God bless.
Of course, the 22-year-old education student will be putting her best foot forward in her official evening gown for the competition.
Well, the inspiration for Irene's dress, well, with the theme this year being warrior, I kind of went with this kind of like armor look. So she'd be a warrior for Mother Earth. And of course, lots of bling. Coming from South Africa, we're known for our diamonds. So I just wanted to radiate on stage. And then there's just this softness at the bottom of her dress, because Irene, she's a warrior, but she's got this soft heart. So kind of just to bring out her personality out in the dress.
Whenever I go into activations and do school projects about the Waste Stops With Me campaign, I love reminding people about the 5th R, respect. The earth respects us so much that it gives us oxygen, it gives us food, it gives us water, everything that we need to live. Without our environment, we are nothing. But the question is, are we respecting our environment back? And I love leaving students and older community members just with that question that they can actually answer, because I think that's more impactful, and that they would actually realize that I need to do something and I need to make a change too.
Well, it's time for us to revisit Woolworths and their new app as we continue with an exciting competition right here on Expresso, the winner of which will receive a 500 Rand gift card to kickstart his or her summer wardrobe in style. So if you want a piece of your Expresso presenter style, all you have to do is download the new Woolworths app. Now, once on, scroll to the As Seen on Expresso or Afternoon Express Fashion Carousel, which I have right here, and by swiping right or left, choose your favorite item from this week's presenter wardrobe. Now, once chosen, take a screenshot of the item that you like and then post your screenshot as a reply on the competition on our Expresso Show Facebook page. Now be sure to download the new Woolworths app so that you too have a chance to rock your Expresso presenters' fashion favorites. I personally really love this jumpsuit that Zoe wore last week, really cute, as well as all of the off-the-shoulder options with a nice jeans, really fashionable, really in right now, and of course that dress and that color, so hot and will look absolutely amazing. Now, today is the final day of the competition, so get on those mobile phones right now. And of course, if you'd like a link to download the app to make it a little bit easier for you, send straight to your phone, then simply SMS the keyword app to 33728. And then, of course, if you are on Android, SMS the word play to 33728. SMSs are R1.50 each, and no free SMSs apply. The competition closes tonight at 11:59. And remember, T's and C's do apply.
11:59 on the dot, but keeping it nice and stylish in the Expresso kitchen this morning with the lovely Amy. Hello, Amy.
I don't know if I'm as stylish as you are, to be honest. You guys look very suave today.
Sure, you know what? Suiting it up. But that's okay, because we are talking roast chicken, one of those ultimate favorite dinners.
Absolutely.
I mean, great for the family.
Comfort food,
but
delicious.
We're bulking it up.
That's right.
Using some jungle oats.
Yes. So instead of using a typical like bread stuffing, we're going to use oats instead, which is obviously great for that fiber, really healthy, and it tastes absolutely delicious. So really simple. Exactly.
Yes.
We're just going to put some coconut oil in a lovely pan that's just a little bit warm, so it starts to melt away.
Okay.
As you can see already now, the coconut oil will just start becoming translucent like that.
So you might think that's a big chunk of oil, but it's very healthy.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's going to kind of hold our lovely oats and everything together, because you do want it to be obviously a little bit kind of clustery.
Yes.
And then we've got some lovely onions here. There's about 1 onion chopped, so we're just going to let that, as you can start to hear it sizzle away in that lovely coconut oil.
Sweat us some onions.
Exactly, sweat off, saute. Let's just turn that up a little bit more. So yeah, lovely, just let that kind of go on the side here. And then we're gonna just add some lovely cumin seeds, some paprika, some coriander. This just kind of gives it that lovely kind of smoky and almost like meaty-ish flavor. So we're just gonna toss that all in there.
And obviously all of these different flavors will then infuse into your chicken.
Into the chicken, exactly.
Which is why you want to make this stuffing. It's amazing. SMS the keyword jungle to 33728. We'll send you a link to the recipe, and you could be making this for dinner tonight, because there's also those kind of everyday ingredients.
Exactly, and of course a chicken's so wonderful for leftovers the next day. You can make sandwiches and everything. It's absolutely perfect. So while this sits away, what we'd normally do is add about a cup or so of oats.
Okay.
So let's just start kind of pouring that in about like that much, and a little bit of a sprinkle of pepper, and of course a pinch of salt. There we go, that's lovely. And then you'd almost just let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay,
really, you kind of want the oats to get a little bit more golden. So we've got a bowl of already made stuffing just next to us over here.
Yes, here we go.
So
there we go.
You kind of want it to look this beautiful sort of caramelized, crispy color.
Yes.
And then we've got our beautiful chicken. So
there we go.
make sure that your hands are washed and clean. Just going to give this a little bit of a stir every now and then. Not forget about him on the side.
Yeah, for sure.
So with our chicken over here, so obviously clean hands and everything, just take your beautiful chicken and place them on a whatever baking tray or dish that you're using. Then we're going to take our stuffing and just kind of...
And we'll get that in there.
Just pop it all in there.
How full do you want to stuff it?
Well, you can sort of full to capacity. Obviously, the more you can get in there, the more delicious stuffing you can have afterwards. And what I would just do, if you don't have toothpicks, for example, or something to just seal that chicken, you can take a lemon, and I love using lemon with chicken anyway, and you can just kind of put that in there just to kind of close that up. It sort of seals it in there, exactly. And then you obviously, as you roast your chicken, the lovely juices from the chicken all mix in with the oats, and you get this beautiful, lovely flavor. And here we go. We've got a beautiful ready bird.
And look at that.
Just on the side. And I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely stunning. You scoop that out, have that as a little treat. I mean, you might have to fight over it, because I'm like, give me all that stuff. disgusting.
All right,
but it's delicious.
Cool. Well, the keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe for our roast chicken dinner this morning. That's jungle to 33728. Very, very easy to put this together.
Super
like I said
easy,
earlier.
exactly.
Everyday
and
ingredients.
I mean, you can put it in the oven, not think for an hour, you know, make some salad and just carry on.
Sort it out. Here, look at those steps again.
For the roast chicken stuffing, you'll need jungle oats, a whole chicken, salt and pepper, cumin seeds, ground coriander, paprika, an onion and coconut oil. Melt the oil in a pan, add the chopped onion and saute until softened. Add the coriander, paprika, cumin seeds and season to taste. Add jungle oats and cook until toasted. Remove from the heat, cool, then stuff into the cavity of the chicken. Secure with toothpicks, then place into a roasting tray. Season well, then roast in a 200-degree oven for 1 hour. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to expressoshow.com. SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs. T's and C's apply.
Easy as that, and you have a beautiful roast chicken for dinner. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728. To get a link to the recipe, we'll also include a link to the brand new Woolies app that you can go experience that as well. Amy, thank you very, very much.
Cool, pleasure.
Really appreciate that, man. That's absolutely delicious. Dinner, quick, sorted out
Super
for your
easy.
Monday.
Exactly. So many great things you can do with those leftovers. Really, really fantastic. Easy,
there we go.
simple
Jungle to 33728.
Jungle, the natural energy champion.
So we're going to be gone for just a second. When we return, these gorgeous gals are back, G&T, in the house with another stellar performance. And I've got to ask you, ladies, how are you with picking up on signals, not singles, signals from the other sex?
Me, I'm terrible. Someone can be staring at me for an hour and I'll be like...
Well, we've got some advice for you. Maybe you struggle at home. We're going to get into our relationship chat a little bit later. Make sure that you're not picking up on the wrong signals. It's not singles, signals.
She said singles earlier. Oops.
Hey, in singles. Skate to be lonely, not this one.
It was great at the very start. Hands on each other, couldn't stand to be far apart. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. G&T still in the house, making our Monday blues go away one song at a time. Here they are right now performing a song called Scared to be Lonely.
It was great at the very start. Hands on each other, couldn't stand to be far apart. The closer the better. Now we're picking fights, slamming doors, magnifying all our flaws. And I wonder why, wonder what for, why we keep coming back for more. Is it just our bodies? Are we both losing our minds? Is the only reason you're holding me tonight 'cause we're scared to be lonely? Do we need somebody just to feel like we're alright? Is the only reason you're holding me tonight 'cause we're scared to be lonely? Scared to be lonely. Too much time losing track of us. Where was the real? Undefined, spiraling out of touch. Forgot how it feels. All the messed up fights and slamming doors, magnifying all our flaws. scared to be lonely? Do we need somebody just to feel like we're alright? It's the only reason you're holding me tonight, 'cause we're scared to be lonely. Scared to be lonely. Even when we know it's wrong, somebody better for us all along. Tell me, how can we keep holding on tonight? 'Cause we're scared to be lonely. Even when we know it's wrong, somebody better for us all along. Tell me, how can we keep holding on tonight? 'Cause we're scared to be lonely. Is it just our bodies? Are we both losing our minds? It's the only reason you're holding me tonight, 'cause we're scared to be lonely. Do we need somebody just to feel like we're alright? It's the only reason you're holding me tonight, 'cause we're scared to be lonely. Scared to be lonely. Scared to be lonely.
The beautiful voices of G&T just taking our Monday blues away. Thank you very, very much, ladies. Of course, you can follow them at G&T_SA, right?
Correct.
Is that where you are all over social media?
Yes, all platforms.
Fantastic stuff, and we'll be hearing more from them, of course, just after 9 on that, extra special Facebook Live thing we do on Expresso. Make sure you stay tuned. But let us know what you thought about that performance on our Facebook page.
In die nasionale nes, die minister van polisie Fikile Mbalula, het die Wes-Kaapse polisie geloof vir hulle pogings om misdaad in die provinsie te bekamp. Hy het gesê die afgelope naweek se reuse klopjagte in Nyanga en Philippi Oos was 'n reuse sukses. Ondertussen het die minister van verdediging Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nkula gesê die tyd het miskien aangebreek dat daar na die beleid gekyk word dat soldate die polisie in die stryd teen misdaad bystaan. Sy het gister in Kaapstad by die begrafenis van die gewese inspekteur-generaal van verdediging, generaal-majoor Nkolisi Petani, gepraat. 3 universiteite, Stellenbosch, Noordwes en die Vrystaat Sentrale Universiteit van Tegnologie, het met samesprekings begin oor die verhoging van klasgeld in 2018. Hulle het gesprekke met studenteliggame begin ten einde 'n aanvaarbare oplossing te vind vir die verwagtinge van die #FeesMustFall studentebeweging, die presidentsie en tersiêre inrigtings. President Jacob Zuma het nog nie gereageer op die verslag van die Heier-kommissie oor die uitvoerbaarheid van gratis hoër onderwys wat reeds 'n maand gelede aan hom oorhandig is nie. Op die internasionale front, 'n skietery by die Koninklike Paleis in Jeddah, Saudi-Arabië, het die lewens van 2 veiligheidswagte geëis en nog 3 is gewond. Die Saoediese Ministerie van Binnelandse Sake sê 'n 28-jarige man is gedood nadat hy na die Al Salam Paleis in Jeddah se hekke gery het en op veiligheidswagte gevuur het. Vroeger het die polisie op 3 adresse in die hoofstad Riyadh toegeslaan wat glo verbintenisse met die sogenaamde Islamitiese staat sou hê. En dan ten slotte, Sudan het Amerika se besluit om sy handelsverbod van 20 jaar teen hom te beëindig as 'n positiewe stap geloof. Hy het terselfdertyd vir Washington gevra om sy naam van die swartlys te verwyder van lande wat terrorisme steun. Die VSA het die sanksies teen Sudan Vrydag beëindig en gesê Sudan het vordering getoon in sy stryd teen terrorisme en sy verligting van humanitêre nood. Sudan se president Omar al-Bashir bly egter steeds op die soeklys van internasionale strafhof weens beweerde oorlogsmisdade. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Cricket first this morning, and the Proteas have claimed a 2-0 Test Series victory over Bangladesh yesterday after winning the second Test by an innings and 254 runs in Potchefstroom. The result saw the Proteas set a record for their biggest ever win, surpassing their previous mark of an innings and 229 runs, and that was over Sri Lanka back in the 2000-2001 season. So South Africa and Bangladesh next lock horns in the 3-match ODI series, and that first ODI takes place this coming Sunday. Then on to rugby. The Springboks 2017 Rugby Championship season came to an end on Saturday with a nail-biting 24-25 loss to New Zealand in Cape Town. Titanic on the day. Malcolm Marx, his 77th minute try, and the resulting conversion took the Boks to within just 1 point of their opponents, but it was too little too late as New Zealand held on to claim the win. In other results coming on the weekend, of course, Australia, they ensured a second-place tournament finish with a 37-20 win over Argentina. Then in football, Bafana beat Burkina Faso by 3-1 in Soweto on Saturday to keep their 2018 World Cup hopes alive. While Bafana still sit at the bottom of Group D, the win does take them up to 4 points. They now lie 4 points behind leader Senegal with 2 games remaining. In the other African qualifying results, Nigeria and Egypt, they secured their place at next year's showpiece with wins over Zambia and the Congo respectively, while Senegal, they beat out Cape Verde to do Bafana a favour by 2-0, the final score there. Then finally onto the track in Japan, Lewis Hamilton raced to his 8th win of the Formula One season as he crossed the line first at the Japanese Grand Prix yesterday. Starting from pole, Hamilton dominated from start to finish to take the checkered flag ahead of Red Bull's Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo. So Hamilton's win sees him extend his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship standings to now 306 points. That's 59 ahead of Sebastian Vettel with 4 races remaining this season. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, let's quickly take a last look at your traffic and weather, starting off with your traffic. And it's back to school this morning, which means only one thing, very, very heavy traffic. But hopefully everyone is at school by now and the traffic will start easing up from now onwards. But in Gauteng in Johannesburg, there's an accident on the N12 westbound, and that's after Craft Road. The right lane is blocked, so please approach there with caution. And for the Western Cape in Cape Town, there's a stationary vehicle on the R300, and that's southbound at Settlers Way. The left shoulder is blocked, so please approach there with caution. That's all that we have for you in terms of traffic. Please be safe on the roads this morning, South Africa. Let's quickly take a last look at your weather and those temperatures. And the forecast in the northern parts of the country is mild today with a couple of thunder showers expected. There's also showers predicted for the Eastern Cape, and also cooler temperatures for the Cape Coast for this Monday. Your temperature, Polokwane begin op 14, dit styg na 26 grade maksimum, Mbombela 17, 28, Pretoria 8 grade minimum en 'n matige 25 later met 'n paar donderstorms wat verwag kan word. 'n Paar buie kan verwag word in Johannesburg vandag, 6 grade minimum en 'n maksimum 23, Mahikeng 8:26, Klerksdorp 6:26, Kimberley 6 en 'n maksimum 22, Bloemfontein 5 en 'n matige 22, Richards Bay 17:23, Pietermaritzburg starting off on 8 degrees minimum with a maximum of 18, Durban 17:20, Mthatha starting off on 9 degrees minimum with a maximum 13, East London 12:14, Cradock 7 minimum with a maximum only 10 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12:17, George 8:14 with some showers expected, Sutherland nice and cold today, -2 with a maximum of 10 degrees only and also some showers expected, Cape Town 10:18, Worcester 3:17, Springbok on 7 minimum with a maximum 18, and Uppington starting off on 7 and a high of 21 degrees. That's a wrap of your traffic and weather for your Monday morning.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
With the days getting longer and the nights getting a bit warmer, you know that summer is well on its way. And one of our favorite things about summer here on Expresso has to be the fashion. Well, we've got quite the treat for you today. It's time to unveil the trends and tips that will keep you feeling good on your Feel Good Breakfast show and looking oh so fresh for the summer season ahead. It's your Expresso Show Summertime Wardrobe Preview. Let's take a look.
What what I love most about the summer season is the fact that everyone's mood seems to change.
The sun is out, people are at the beach, they're friendlier.
Warm temperatures, beautiful weather.
It's lighter for longer, it gets lighter earlier.
Fun memories, spending it with family, and the best part,
the fashion. Oh, I live for summer fashion.
What I most love to wear in summer is as little as possible.
I love dresses, I love flowy things.
What I'm wearing right now, a denim jacket with a formal shirt and then a t-shirt underneath. That is paired with an athleisure shorts and sneakers.
The one trend that I'm loving at the moment is that athleisure. You can dress it up a little bit, you can smarten it up, you can really kick back and have a lot of fun with it.
I love shorts, I love t-shirts, I love dresses. I really feel like summer is the time to play around with your wardrobe.
So what I've really done with the Expresso presenters for this upcoming spring-summer is focus on 3 trends. For the boys, it's really about athleisure. Pair more formal pieces with more sports athletic wear. Something a bit more casual, say, on the bottom, with something a bit formal on the top. For the girls, we're doing blush pink and then metallics. So you want to pair very minimally with that. Always integrating a subtle piece, something more neutral, whether it's the top or the shorts or in the footwear to bring the whole look together.
You gotta wear what you're comfortable with. You gotta have what you're wearing be an expression of yourself. But the more adventurous you are and the more you allow yourself to come out in your fashion, the better.
Dress what you feel confident in, because the minute you wear something that brings out your personality, automatically you'll also have that confidence. So there really is no limit to this season's fashion.
I have one summer do and one summer don't. I think people in summer have a tendency to go a bit too basic. Because it's so hot outside, they think sort of a tee and a pair of shorts is the way to go, which is fine because it is hot and you want to be comfortable. But again, experiment with different colors and patterns. It's because you're wearing less, you want that to speak more. And my big summer don't, you really want to be conscious about the sweat stains. So if you're wearing darker colors, if you're hot, it's gonna show with the stains, generally in the areas in which we sweat most. So my advice for that is actually go a bit lighter. The whites, sort of the light creams, the nudes. Check your local weather listings for that day to sort of suss out what sort of colors will work, keeping in mind that we all have a tendency to sweat on those summer days.
Well, if you haven't already done so, make sure you download the new Woolies app to your smartphone. It comes with a whole host of amazing features, especially for W Rewards members. One of these features involves access to fashion promotions happening right now, of course, and for athleisure plus 5% when you pay with your Woolies card. Now, one of the items up for grabs has to be the super comfortable Studio W lace-up brogue sneakers, which I wore on the show recently. So be sure that you to download the app right now and take advantage of some of the great savings, including more of your favorite fashions from the Expresso presenters. And to make things super easy for you, we'll send you a link right now to download the app to your device. And if you have access to the App Store, then all you have to do is simply use the keyword app to 33728. And if you're on Android, then use the keyword play to 33728. SMSs are R1.50 each and no free SMSs apply. You're one step closer to tapping into the world of W Rewards.
So we're going to give you a quick break so you can start putting together today's look for yourself, and you can ponder this question: how are you at picking up the vibe? How are you at picking up those signals from the opposite sex? That's our subject for today's relationship chat. Then it's back in the kitchen to whip up a brown rice salad, super healthy to get those summer bodies back. We'll see you in a sec.
welcome back to your Monday morning. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we all know the classic movie moment where two beautiful strangers lock eyes and they just know that there's a spark of attraction between the two of them. It's just forever. Or sometimes it just kind of creeps up unexpectedly and suddenly people that have been co-workers or friends for the longest time suddenly find themselves being attracted to each other. So these are the signs of attraction and interest that aren't always so cut and dry. So how do you really know that you're reading the signals correctly? Or how do you effectively put out signals that your love interest can pick up on? Well, our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the hot seat once again to engage with us on this question. And of course, we take your comments and your questions. If you would please call us on 021-430-9881. Dr. Eve, great to have you here. You look fantastic.
Thank you, but I don't feel good. I'm sick. I'm sick.
Sorry.
I'm sick.
I was trying to put out a signal. Could you read what signal that was when I said you look fantastic just now?
But you look amazing. You don't look sick. That's the nice thing. It's in here. It doesn't reflect out there.
Makeup. Thank you.
Dr. Eve, when it comes to gauging how someone else feels about you or attraction or flirtation, where does one even begin? Because there seems to be a standard procedure. I don't know what that procedure is. It's never worked for me. But when it comes to that, how does one gauge how someone actually feels about you?
Yeah, I think it's an incredibly complicated thing, and I think it leads to a lot of confusion and mixed messages, which can be pretty dangerous as well. I think at the essence of it, we're all very scared of being rejected. So we may try and hide how we feel towards somebody. But you know what? From an instinctive point of view, our bodies are going to give out these signals. We just can't help ourselves. And there are a few signs which, with body language, that I mean, it's been refuted and there's been a lot of scientific evidence around it. What are the body signs that really show I am or I'm not interested in you? So, for example, if I am interested in you, I'm going to say let's play a kind of a little game. If I'm talking to you, let's just say that we're sitting together, the three of us, and I'm talking to you and I'm talking to you and I'm not engaging with you directly like that, you're definitely going to feel that I'm not interested. Or if the three of us are sitting together and I'm only looking at you, Leanne, I'm only looking at you and I'm totally avoiding eye contact with you, you're certainly going to get the sense that, you know, she's not into me. So eye contact is one big way of people knowing that I am interested in you. Then the other thing for women, we really do show our flesh. So women will kind of show some cleavage or show some flesh. I mean, right now I don't have a lot of flesh, and you've got some flesh shown. So you would be showing that. And also crossing of legs and uncrossing of legs in front of somebody.
Is that a thing?
Apparently it is a thing. Apparently
I've actually heard, like, if you're talking to someone and, like, for instance, if we were in conversation and I chose to sit like this rather, it would show that I'm more interested in Leanne than you.
I mean, I feel terrible right now.
What if I'm like just getting a random spasm? I mean, that could also happen.
But you know what you would do? You would then still kind of turn towards me and look at me in the face. But I felt terrible as you moved away. That's a big thing as well. And the other thing that women do is that they play with their hair, which is a very feminine trait.
Or the hair flip.
The hair, exactly.
That's how you know.
But people shouldn't confuse that hair flip for this, because that's something different, right? That's not necessarily saying, that's like
but the constant like that.
The constant playing with the hair thing. And then also apparently when women put on lipstick, and that goes back to the primates, to baboons and to bonobos who have got red bums, and so they're showing off their red bums in terms of their mating dance. So women are putting on, like, I've got orange lipstick on right now. This is like part of what you want to draw attraction.
A mating call,
it's a mating call and saying, look at me, look at me. Men seem to kind of buff it up and puff themselves up and sit more forward and more upright when they want to really do that, or really be in your faces and kind of take up your space.
Speak with the bass.
Yes, exactly. Hey, how's that? Voice, tone, absolutely, those things let you know. But it's kind of deceptive, and I think that it's really difficult to check in with this person. It leaves you feeling confused, and then do you have the courage? And this is what I want to know from our viewers. Do you really have the courage to check in with that person and say, is this a cue that you're interested in me, or is this you just being friendly? You know, what's the difference between being flirty and being friendly?
And I think David Beckham had to use other ways of doing things.
I see what you mean there. Anyway, so how do you know whether you're reading those signs correctly? Please give us a call on 021-430-9881.
Oh, what an interesting topic. I was just saying to Lizette, I'm so bad at reading signals. I never know what's going on really. Lizette, lovely to have you in the kitchen. It's frugal feasting time. Yes, the weekend is over. Maybe you've got some leftovers. We don't want to throw those leftovers away. We're talking specifically about rice today because we love rice and there's always rice left over. Yes.
We're going to be working with 3 different kinds of rice today.
Fantastic. Starting off with brown rice.
Good old brown rice. Very healthy.
Yeah, my favourite type of rice as well.
So just some basic brown rice, cold.
Okay.
Because we're going to make a salad.
Right.
And we are going to amp up the flavour.
And I mean, this is great because if you are making a kind of a dish over the weekend, specifically using rice, make a little bit extra. So you know that Monday, you know, you can use it for those leftovers. You've got your salad sorted, yeah. So we're going to add mint. Mint is a very underutilised herb. It's absolutely fantastic, and also parsley. Yes.
So really what gives this flavour is an enormous amount of herbs.
Okay, yeah, but that's the thing, yeah, keeping the brown, because brown rice, I mean, it's nice to have a bit of a freshness kind of injected into it.
Because it's got that fabulous nuttiness.
Yes.
So then here we are going to also add some garlic and some
chilies.
So chili, we've taken the seeds out because we want a little bit of heat, but not crazy mad heat.
Okay.
Okay, and then,
And there we go.
Give it a...
So that's a very simple, like, dressing.
Very simple
I like that.
dressing, but loads of flavour. Right, that's it. Now, we are ready to dish. So if you can bring this over. Well, not quite
Well,
we are going to...
But in terms of the rice thing, there we go.
In terms of the rice thing, that's it. There's loads of flavour just in this, and you could eat just this.
Yes,
But of course, that's not how we roll.
No, that's not how we roll. We're going to add a
That's
couple
not
of extra
how we
things we can see is all pretty here in front. So can you beef it up further with maybe some tuna? Or...
You can add anything you want to this. Tuna would work, salmon would work beautifully, because we're going to put beetroot in here. And of course, we know that salmon and beetroot are gigantic friends.
We like that, yes.
So now we've got some lovely cucumber ribbons. We've cut them as ribbons because it's pretty, but you can, and also we're deconstructing it. We're not just mixing it all together.
Okay, okay, okay. We're deconstructing it.
Deconstructing
I like it. A deconstructed brown rice dish.
Loads of beetroot.
Yes.
This is raw beetroot, not cooked. It doesn't always have to be cooked.
Okay.
And now we are going to crumble over
some feta.
Some feta.
Wow,
Big
isn't this just the most amazing brown salad taking shape right now? Brown rice salad.
Big chunks.
That's it. Well, if you want to get your hands on the recipe, the keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728. We'll send you a link to the recipe. Then you go check it out on our website a little bit later on today as well. And some gems. I like all these gems.
Some wonderful pomegranates. These are all flavours that work together so well. And then because it is spring,
you know,
some edible flowers, because they are just so pretty.
Graham on the side here. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, it is. It is adorable.
That's it. That's it.
There we go.
Salad.
So there's no coriander in there.
There's no coriander.
Which is amazing.
You can eat it.
So perfect for Graham this morning, which is amazing. The keyword is salad. SMS that to 33728. We've got more recipes coming your way using some leftover rice that you can prepare for yourself. I don't know, for dinner tonight. Why not?
Oh, I love it. Even halfway around the world now, people know that I don't like and don't eat coriander. But how often does a salad make you go, oh, very sweet? So on the subject of food, I think the 16th of October, very important day. It's World Food Day. And Knorr are using this scale to raise awareness about food insecurity in South Africa. It's a massive, massive problem. And this year, they are making it incredibly easy for all of us to join the fight against hunger by going online and sharing the hashtag #ShareAMealSA. You're able to help feed someone in need. For every share Knorr and Food Forward South Africa will donate one real meal. So we urge you, please visit us on Facebook and Twitter and share the hashtag #ShareAMealSA. Post and help stop hunger in its tracks, one post at a time.
So we have a very interesting conversation right now with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. And, you know, do you maybe like or love someone out there and you don't know if they're showing you signs that they feel the same way about you? Are you showing the right signs as well? Well, if you have questions or comments, you can call us on 021-430-9881 because Dr. Eve is here to ask the questions. Yes. I wanted to ask, I'm going to deviate a little bit from this. Dr. Eve,
yes.
In this world that we live in today, with men maybe feeling a bit afraid of maybe coming on too strong, or maybe that their ways of coming, like, you know, addressing you or telling you that they like you might be deemed inappropriate. Yeah. Do you think the onus often lies on us as women to show men more now than ever that we actually are interested in them because they're afraid of misreading the signs that aren't there, or maybe they are there and then, you know, just... So I feel like maybe in my life I've got to show a guy more by maybe like touching him or making more eye contact with him or being really, really obvious.
I love that.
Where in the past I would maybe take a back seat and allow him to do all the work.
I love that conversation that you and, you know, Kat were having now in the break around this. Whereas before, women had to be demure and stand back and wait for the guy, if we, you know, we're talking in heterosexist terms now, for the guy to make all the moves, and the guy had the full responsibility of having to do all those moves and having to, you know, move forward, and the woman had to act like she really wasn't interested. And now, because we live in a rape culture society, it really, really is up to women to practice what's called affirmative consent, and to keep letting the guy or the other woman, no, I am really interested in you. So you're 100% right. That is it's our responsibility to take responsibility for how we're really feeling instead of acting in a demure way. And I don't know, Kat, I mean, for you as a guy, how does that feel for you? Is that
I think that I certainly agree with the scenario that
Yeah.
Leanne was describing, in
Yeah.
that you know, you could find yourself in very difficult situations
Yeah.
if you were to always act on that hunch that, oh, she likes me. Some guys are blown up by their mere egos that make
Right.
them feel like they are irresistible to women, so they act on that. So I think a lot of men these days, like you say, do act on the notion that we have to hold back until you're absolutely sure that she's into you before you act on those feelings, which I think is a very safe option, but
I
doesn't
think it's
always play
responsible.
itself out in that way in the natural course of love, does it?
Exactly right. I mean, I think that naturally you do want to show, as you said, the ego, your peacock feathers, and you want to move forward and say, look what I am, look what I have to offer you.
But then the question I have is that, you know, let's say you do find that somebody is attracted to you and you're reading the signs correctly. Is it always necessary to pursue signs of attraction?
Only if you're really interested in the other person. You know, somebody who's attracted to you doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be attracted to that person. But I do really think that there isn't, I was going to say the word obligation, a responsibility to say to the other person, hey, I see you, I acknowledge you.
Yes.
And thank you, but you know what, I'm not kind of keen on this. This isn't going to work for me. It's the most horrible feeling when somebody just, we're going to talk about online behavior just now, but when somebody just turns their back on you, you're really left feeling, what is wrong with me? Don't I have it anymore? Why didn't this person pick up on it? Or I thought there was something. So it's really cool to just acknowledge, I see you. Thank you for, you know, thank you for showing interest in me, but this is just not my vibe right now.
Yeah. And perhaps when we come back, we can have Dr. Eve answer the very serious side of this, wherein if you are about to approach that situation, you've read the signs correctly. How do you do it correctly, especially in an office environment where a lot of legalities could come into play and people's personal spaces could be infringed upon? So please give us a call on 0214309881. We'll be right back with Dr. Eve.
Very, very interesting topic indeed. We're going to continue with that topic, understanding the laws of attraction. Man, oh man. And then in the kitchen, it's frugal feasting. We're dealing with leftover rice, and we bring you a mozzarella stuffed arancini. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds absolutely amazing. We'll be back right after these.
Whether you're into the majesty of a mountain range or prefer endless sand dunes, make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive. BP is giving away 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 15 December. Simply visit a BP fuel station, spend 400 Rand or more and swipe your Avios card to enter. Get your Avios card for free at BP and enjoy a travel adventure with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
welcome back. It's a Monday morning. We're live, large and in charge on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is one of the deepest relationship topics we're talking about with Dr. Eve. We're talking about reading signals of attraction. Are you reading them correctly? How to respond to them correctly? We would like to have your questions and comments on 021-430-9881. And before the break, I was asking Dr. Eve about when those moments of possible attraction happen in a working environment. Because it's almost easier to fall in love or in like with somebody in a work environment because you spend, like you were saying during the break, 8 hours every day with them.
Yeah.
How do you approach that situation correctly so that you don't infringe on anybody's personal or private space that could lead to legalities coming into play?
And even if that person has a partner already, in most cases as well.
Well, I think you're going to know that because of the intimate space of your office, what's going on in their personal lives. But I think it's very difficult because of the power dynamics that happen in an office situation where there might be signals and cues and human interactions that really feel authentic. Because I think in an office environment, there's a lot of authenticity because you spend so much time together. You can't fake it for so long, for 8 hours a day. So I think that then the other person could pull their authority and say, actually, you're out of line now. But it's like, what just happened over here? You know, a few minutes ago, yesterday, we were really flirty, we were really friendly, I was getting the signals, I really took the gap and thought, okay, maybe there is a common interest here. Now you're putting the authority line on me and you're saying, there's a boundary, you've just been over familiar to me, or else you're sending me to HR, charge me with sexual harassment. I think it's a very contentious situation, which is why I think in an office environment, you've got to keep your boundaries really, really, really clear. You just don't want to do the flirty, friendly kind of stuff with each other.
But what if you think these are real feelings? Just a question. I mean, what if you think, I mean, you've met the love of your life. Some people have met that way. Is it approaching the conversation saying to them, hey, listen, this is how I feel, and I was just wondering whether you are on that level, and if you're not, say no.
So much courage, Kat. I wish people would do that.
Do you go by email?
I was going to say, I think online, people then would get online and WhatsApp each other.
Hi. The subject line, hi.
Yeah, you know how you put yourself at risk to be rejected then and to be humiliated, and then you got to go to work and see this person the next day. It's like, ouch, this is cringy.
So what do you do then if you feel
take it out the office. You take it out the office and you go to say, let's meet for a coffee somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm catching feelings. This is how I'm feeling over here. What do we do in a work environment? And the other person can say, well, you know, I really like you, but I'm really not interested, or I do have an attachment outside of the office, and so it's not going to happen. So, well, how do we manage ourselves while we're in the office?
This is a real thing. I think a lot of people struggle with finding attractions within the workplace, and maybe even having a rule that they will never date someone. But it's nice to have rules. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely.
We don't always keep it. What if you have flirted with someone, felt the feelings, caught the feelings, approached them, and there was no reciprocity?
Yeah.
And now you're sitting with the feelings. How do you deal with a situation where the person just doesn't like you back in the way that you like them?
Okay, so we're talking here about feeling crushed because your crush doesn't reciprocate.
Crushed by your crush.
It's very, very important to be able to be honest with yourself and to pick up that this person is being polite and friendly and is not reciprocating. In order for a relationship to grow, to be organic, there has to be, most importantly, reciprocity and responsivity. And if you're not getting that, you just got to let it go. And also, I urge people to be honest. If you don't feel those feelings, please do not reciprocate. Don't just play along. It just is too hurtful. The worst. Absolutely hurtful. And we're going to talk just now about what it's like online, because that's very different to how it is in real life, where you've got these cues that are
because the signal is just to swipe to the right, or is it to the left? Which one?
I wouldn't know.
You sure?
I'm definitely sure.
All right. Well, what you can do right now is give us a call on 021-430-9881 to engage in our conversation.
Swipe right.
Is it right? Okay.
That's right.
All right, take a break from that interesting subject about crushes and crushing things and what we are crushing biscuits. That's all we know in the kitchen right now. As part of our delicious frugal feasting this morning, we're using leftover rice, and this time around on the menu, mozzarella stuffed arancini. Do I say it right?
Close enough, eh?
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Close enough. Lizette, lovely to have you in the kitchen once again. Take me through what are we making, because that looks absolutely amazing.
So the whole idea here is leftover risotto.
Okay.
So not necessarily if you make it at home. If you go to a restaurant, your doggy bag, it's too much, you take it home.
Take it home.
Next day, we've got this. It looks glutinous and absolutely appalling, but it isn't.
But it's good.
It's going to become the world's best snack.
Okay.
So you make a little ball like this. You stuff a little piece of cheese in it,
Oh,
and
wow.
a little bit of onion that we just fried off with some garlic
Yep.
and some mozzarella,
Okay.
some rosemary.
Some rosemary.
Then you put another piece on top and you form a little ball, a perfect little round ball.
Okay, and then
it's
you have that
actually
little
really easy.
mozzarella
See? We've got a
surprise on the
ball.
inside.
Mozzarella surprise on the inside.
All right.
Really, really easy. You can use cling film if you don't want to get all dirty and
Yes.
nasty. And then you dip that in a little bit of flour, a little bit of egg, and then some crushed biscuits.
Okay.
Instead of breadcrumbs, because I always have biscuits in my house. I don't always have breadcrumbs.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
then-
Okay, so any type of, it could be those salty biscuits. that you
Salty
have, or
biscuits,
something
because that
like
adds,
yeah.
adds an extra layer of, flavour as well. And then
So
our
there you
little
have your
ball
ball
goes
now.
in. This our ball, it's perfect.
Okay.
Now it goes into oil that's not too hot because you don't want it to burn on the outside. Everything is already essentially cooked.
Pretty much, yeah.
You want to give your cheese inside a chance to melt. So when
Okay.
you bite into it, it's chewy
awesomeness.
Chewy, wonderful cheesy awesomeness.
Yeah, you'll be crushing on that, that's
And
for sure.
that's it.
Okay.
And then when they're done,
So you
Let it like
let
that.
it go up until it's nice and brown, and what's
yeah,
a minute
nice
or
and
two
brown.
or so?
Yeah, about a minute should melt the cheese. That's all you're looking for.
Yes, and
Cheese
then
to
we
be
have our
melted.
final
And then we
product
have
right
these.
here.
You drain them off in some kitchen towel, as you always do when you're working with any fried thing.
Yes.
And you can have that with a little bit of chutney as a dipping sauce, or a little bit of chili, whatever blows your hair back.
Good sweet chili sauce with that.
Good sweet chili sauce, anything will work.
That's very, very easy. Well, if you want to get your hands on the recipe, the keyword is snack. SMS that to 33728. That's snack to 33728. You'll receive a link to the recipe, and we'll also include a link to the new Woolies app that you can experience that as well. I would love to break open one of these guys. Can we?
Well, let's break open the one we've just fried.
Yes, yes, yes. And then we can just quickly
And
see.
hopefully it is melted.
Well, it's
if it's not, I'll blame you.
And
we've not
look
quite
at that.
melted yet, but it's starting
That's
to
it,
melt.
but you'll see the little surprise on the inside right there. And can you just imagine that, like we said, with a nice little dipping sauce as well. Amazing stuff. We have another recipe heading your way with a lovely Lizette. The keyword for this one, snack to 33728.
Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Well, of course, we are still with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve. We're talking about reading the signs. Have you read the signs? Did you get it right? Did you get it wrong? I really want to know about those online conversations. Let's talk about chatting to somebody on WhatsApp, right? I find this all the time that this is the guy response, okay? But before we do that, let's chat with Bonga. Good morning, Bonga. How are you? Welcome to Expresso.
I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you. What's your question for Dr. Eve?
It's not good, actually. I just want to say something.
Yes.
Okay, but please, can I put on Zulu?
Sorry, you can speak. We can hear you perfectly.
All right, I want to put it on Zulu. Can I translate for me? All right. Yazi inkinga mina ngibona sibhekana nayo mfethu uba nzima ukuthi okay ishare useqala icelo yakho uyayithanda ne. Usiyishelile ukuthi uyayithanda isiyaqala siyakubuza ukuthi what are you doing for living? Issue mfethu yazi lo isenza ukuthi sifile kabuhlungu kahle. And igcina sokunzima manje ukuthi ushele ke manje. Gcina uyasaba nokushela usuhlanza usingile usaba ukuthi uzothola lo mbuzo ngiloyo.
So is it the question about the girl asking you, what are you doing for me?
For living.
Oh, for a living. So he's basically saying that it's very difficult for guys to approach girls these days because the moment you approach it, the first thing they want to know is, what do you do for a living? So kind of judging your economic status, that makes it very difficult for guys to just honestly, on a feelings and emotional basis, to approach young ladies. Angitibong.
Yeah, he's out of it.
Sean Picham. So what do you then say to that, and how guys can get over that, or maybe even learn to pursue those young women, or women in general?
Know what the bank balance looks like.
Yeah, like how about don't approach those kind of people then. But I guess it seems to be a common thing.
It's such a culture. The first thing I'm thinking about is that you are, you've got competing with blessers, these younger guys.
Exactly, and I think that's what Bonga's talking about, is that out there are blessers, these guys that can just drop bang.
Completely.
And so what chance do you then have?
And I'm so sad when I hear that young women are going for men, or really depending on men, almost, and it's like an absolute against feminism and all that we stand for.
Yeah.
For men to be able to provide them with the card, the cash, the credit card, the car, the clothing, that is absolutely terrible. And it is a big challenge for young men today to be able to say, listen, this is my value system. This is the things that I really value. And if that's what you're going to value about me, you are not the right kind of woman for me. That's
so you can't really fight that system, really.
No.
You've kind of got to go through the paces, and if you encounter that challenge, cut the ties, move
Absolutely,
on.
absolutely. By saying, and maybe in a way, you know, women would then learn this isn't a good value system. You're uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable with that because that then says to me that there's a presupposition that most women are after blessers, whereas why can't we say that a woman is also allowed to say, I only would like to date a man of a certain financial standing because I have that view of my life. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God, Kat, it makes me so uncomfortable because you know what it reminds me of? It's like a man saying, I only want to date a woman who looks a certain way because that's going to increase my status or because it's going to make me feel really good about having a woman who looks a certain way. So we're trying to move away from that. We're trying to empower women to be able to earn their own money. No, to have equity in relationships.
But that doesn't nullify the fact that a woman can go out there and have her own career and totally kick bum.
Absolutely.
Because you can do that while still saying, I want a man who's on the same economic social standing as I am, or even better because I want us to aspire to better. That's what I mean.
All I'm saying is, like, not with normal dating, but if I meet somebody that I potentially want to build a life with, I want to know what your credit score is. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, what am I inheriting when I build a life with you kind of situation. I'm allowed that, right?
Well, it's a natural instinct that women want men who have got ambition. So who are young women wanting to date? Doctors and lawyers and accountants. Why? I mean, it sounds so cliched because they see that their future is going to be secured. Today it's got to be about entrepreneurs, really, because that's in startups. But that is what it is. I think it's a really sad value system.
Bona, thank you so much for that engaging question. That just opened up an entire can of worms, and I think we have to revisit this topic one day. But Dr. Eve, as always, thanks, babe.
Thanks, babe.
All right, with those life lessons learned or continuing to learn those life lessons, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we've got some pre-cooking cleaning tips as easy as 1, 2, 3. And then with our kitchen spick and span, we're going to get back in there to create a fried bacon and egg rice dish. Sounds delicious and healthy. We'll see you in a moment.
Dreaming of prizes, fame, and fortune? It's now your chance of a lifetime to join your favorite celebrities in paradise and become famous like them on Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives. Plus, a chance to win a shared smooth 1 million rand. Buy Tropica, enter, and come to the auditions on Saturday the 30th of September at Cavendish Square, Cape Town. 7th of October at Gateway, Durban, or 14th of October at The Zone, Johannesburg. Grab a Tropica for details. There's nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC 3. Now, it's Shine with Mac Kitchen cleanup time, and we are here in the Expresso kitchen this morning with the lovely Lizette, who's about to cook up one of her other delicious recipes. Now, Lizette, like all good chefs, knows that a kitchen must be kept spotless, especially when preparing food. Now, we want to avoid cross-contamination and prevent the spreading of germs. Now, Mac can help keep things under control, and it's not only for washing up dishes, so we got some great tips for you this morning. Number one, before prepping any food, it is really important to ensure that your kitchen's work surfaces are clean. So what you do is squeeze some Mac onto a kitchen cloth and then wipe it down with wipe the surfaces down, then rinse and dry properly. Then during food preparation, there's bound to be spills on surfaces like the stove. Now, Mac with its active lemon and high foam formula is ideal for the job. Just squeeze a little onto a cloth and wipe the dirty surface. It's as easy as that. And then when it comes to chopping boards are notorious for harboring bacteria, especially if you're preparing raw meat. Now, always make sure that they are thoroughly cleaned. What you need to do is make up a strong solution of Mac in the hottest water that you can stand, and then soak the board in there. Then scrub it with a steel brush, and then to avoid any cross-contamination, it's a good idea to keep separate chopping boards for meats and vegetables. So there's some great tips right there to keep your kitchen absolutely spotless. And with those tips in mind, let's get into our next recipe.
For every dish, for every occasion, Mac makes it easy for you to shine.
Yes, and our recipe indeed on the menu, bacon and egg fried rice. I love fried rice, Lizette. Fried rice, one of my ultimate favorites, but adding some bacon, some great flavor in there, it's going to be delicious.
Yes.
Cool,
so
let's move.
My problem with fried rice, normally the one you get takeout,
yes,
it has no flavor.
Okay.
I don't like that.
So make your own.
Make your own. So what we've got is we've got some thick smoked pork rashers that go into oil.
Yep.
So there's a lot of flavor there already.
Absolutely.
And then we're adding our aromatics, some ginger, loads of garlic, some chili.
Yes.
And then lemongrass, finely chopped lemongrass.
Oh,
now,
nice, yes.
So tons of aromatics.
Whenever we use lemongrass in any recipe, it almost brings that, the east into your dish.
Absolutely.
Which is beautiful. And of course, we are using leftover rice as frugal feasting, showing you that you don't need to throw away your rice that you've cooked over the weekend. You can incorporate them in delicious recipes.
Some beans, some mung beans, some spring onions, once again Eastern.
Fresh.
And then some frozen peas that we've just thawed. Don't need to cook them, they're going to cook in there.
All right. Let me clean this up for you. The keyword is rice. SMS at 33728. Rice to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. We'll also add a link in that SMS that you can go out and experience the power of the new Woolies app.
And then
so you kind of just separate it first,
yes,
or just push it to one side?
I've moved it to one side, because what I want to do is I want these eggs to cook just a little bit on their own before I start stirring it through. Yes. Because if you start stirring immediately, what you're going to end up with is a very creamy mess.
Okay.
And I do want to see little bits of solid egg.
Yes.
So once these start turning, we start stirring them through, and we start adding our
So I've been
rice.
making fried rice wrong this whole time.
Yeah, you could do that, but then it just gets very creamy, and that's not really what you want to.
Oh, I see. You want the bits of eggs.
I want the little bits of eggs, yeah.
Okay,
so now we're going to start seeing some egg action.
Some egg action, we love that. But log on to our website a little bit later on today as well, expressoshow.com. All of the 3 different recipes in terms of our frugal feasting segments will be on there, and that you can make some delicious leftover recipes going into this week if you have some leftover rice. Easy as that.
This is such a cheap meal to make because we're working with a little bit of bacon, some eggs and rice. So you've got protein, you've got carbs, you've got everything you need in here. You've worked with leftovers.
Beautiful.
And you're feeding a family of
there we go. Well, it's definitely way enough for my family of 4, which is great.
There we go.
Perfect. Now the keyword once again, rice to 33728 to get your hands on the recipe. So now you just kind of start slowly stirring it through.
Slowly stirring through.
Yeah.
And we're going to be ready in a minute or so.
100%.
Tumble it onto the platter.
Easy like that. 3 delicious recipes that could be on your menu tonight. So one of them bound to absolutely blow you away. So check it out on our website, expressoshow.com. And this is by far, I think, my favorite one. This is definitely one I'm going to be trying out tonight. Even if you don't have leftover rice is so quick to make.
Quick to make, and we can dish. We're ready. Just a bit of coriander right at the end. So if you pass us the blue plate.
I'm laughing because we are just joking with Graham this whole morning because he just got back and already there's coriander just on his plate.
Let's dish.
All right, here we go. Once again, that keyword is rice. SMS that to 33728. And look at that beautiful, colourful, and most certainly flavorful as well. Lizette, thank you very much for sharing.
Here you go.
Really appreciate it. Oh, you can smell that bacon. So delicious. I'm going to pop it down there. Rice is our keyword. SMS that to 33728.
Clover Fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Now, Win a Home and Afternoon Express, brought to you by Private Property, is where you can follow the journey of 3 competing design duos as they decorate 3 homes, 1 room at a time. Now, if you vote for your favorite design duo, you stand a chance of winning the grand prize worth 3 million rand. Yes, 3 million rand. And that's your choice of one of 3 completed homes at the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate, as decorated by the design duo contestants, with finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone and Premier Appliances by Grundig. Now, you also get automatically entered into the bi-weekly giveaway, and the latest prize is a Grundig black glass door combi fridge valued at 8,999 rand. Now, you can visit privateproperty.co.za and get your entries in to win big. And also just remember to follow all of the fun next week for the double excitement, as Win a Home will be coming to you on Thursday and Friday afternoon.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Win a Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes, and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully designed homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds, and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
So hopefully you are finding the Woolworths Rewards app as enriching as we are. We're going to delve a little deeper in there with our culinary princess herself, Zola. That's after the break. We're also going to reconnect with you on social media, so don't stray too far.
Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh man, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Check out that shot of the sea, guys. It's beautiful, right? Just waves crashing. Can you smell the breeze in the kitchen?
I missed that, eh?
Absolutely. Now listen, we've been going absolutely crazy and telling you about the brand new Woolworths app, updated one with all the new features, and we wanted to find out what's Zola been doing with it, because you know what? Whenever you walk into the studio, I always just feel like your swag is on another level. No, I'm dead serious.
It's true.
The combinations you put together are just like. The ancestors approve. I'm just serious.
Okay, thank you. I'll take it.
But tell me about how the Woolworths app has changed.
Has it revolutionized?
It has. It really has. So I downloaded it last week after Clem told us all about it and gave us all the hints. So I thought I'd download it. I've always been a W Rewards member. So I've always, had my card. I swipe it. They email me the vouchers. I miss the vouchers because it's on email and then they're not very accessible. Then the app came.
Boom, boom.
The app came now, and especially this weekend, right? So very busy, flying in and out, so flying late. Luckily there's a Woolworths at the airport, so I can sort of pick stuff up. And now, because I have the app, I buy like consciously. So I go into my app, right? And I'm like, oh, what vouchers do I have? So I don't even have to think about the things that I want to eat, right? So I'm like, oh, crumb chicken schnitzels. Okay. So then I'll buy that, and I know what I'm having for dinner, right? Okay, so just before I got on the plane, actually, also went via. And Woolworths gave me a voucher for biltong and droevorst set for the plane. All set. So actually, this app has revolutionized the way that I shop.
Oh, wow.
Because I love a good saving. Who doesn't love a saving?
And then plus you can see your savings on your app.
I can see all of my savings. It's all on one, so I can go to the overview and it tells me, oh, don't look at my loyalty
I want to tell you, show me.
W Rewards instant savings,
30 Rand 60. Just this weekend, listen, I love saving, and it tells you exactly. So when you go to your vouchers, you actually, you use them. It tells you how much value savings that you're making,
and
so
also how
15%
much you've spent this year. I saw.
Let's see. You know how this is going to help me, because what I struggle with every month is when the emails come in. Like, I usually go like, select all, red, of a particular category, and then what I miss is this. Guys, it's the payment. And then I'm like, I was supposed to have made the payment. So if it's on my app the whole time, I can see where my credit balance is, what I need to pay, whenever. Because I'm always on my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so easily accessible. That's what's great. And you just basically, you go and find your vouchers, you click on the voucher you want to use, and you say, Miss Cashier, or Mr. Cashier, please, thank you. And then they scan it.
Give me my money back.
Scan it.
And then
imagine Zola walking into like a true rock star. The most like flipping out like a police badge.
Exactly, it makes me feel really important with my phone. I'm like, oh wait, but there's more. And then she scans it.
And you're that person sitting on the flight eating the biltong. I'm like, oh, damn you.
So if you have the bottom line though, is if you haven't,
sucks. Not up there, man.
If you haven't downloaded it yet, you should do so.
Yeah. There we go.
Bottom line.
Just
so if you want to get your hands on the app, we're making it very, very easy for you guys. If you want to get your hands on the app, really, really easy. SMS the keyword app to 33728 if you're an Android user, and play to 33728 if you are an iOS user. And then you can also, just like Zola, be a rock star.
Oh yes.
Just like that.
Guys, I'm just saying that.
What are you doing?
Zola has Mondo credit, so
Platters, dude. Wow. That's seriously cool. All right.
Okay. I'm actually just scanning all over your account now. Oh, look at this.
Well, coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show tomorrow, JP Sebastian is here, and we are actually reviewing the movie Blade Runner 2049. So stay
tuned. It's the biggest movie of the year.
That's not the Oscar Pistorius one.
Come on, man. We're also going to take a look at World Mental Health Day, something all of us need to be more aware of. So please join us for that discussion as well.
Yeah. Al Peterson will be performing for us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And guys, just how awesome were G&T today?
Oh,
wow, man. Those two ladies were absolutely amazing. That new single, check it out, download it. It's called Shameless, and it's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. And then also on the gaming front, so we love our gaming. Gareth Woods, he's phenomenal with bringing us all the latest releases. FIFA 18, dude. FIFA 18, the brand new one. Yeah,
how did I just have a brain fart?
You had a brain fart. And the best part, we'll also be playing it on the Nintendo Switch. Which is amazing. Yeah, man.
They've got it there as well?
Dude, they've got it on the Nintendo Switch, and it's amazing.
It's going to change.
It's amazing. It's revolutionary.
Networking especially, but it was massive overseas.
Yeah.
Everyone was playing FIFA. You could just hear the screams coming from people's flats all over the place. It's probably almost more valuable. I think more people are playing that than watching actual football in the world at the moment, dude.
It's actually very, very true.
But I mean, I think what's nice about this one, though, which you'll enjoy, they've got a management side to it, so you can manage every single aspect and step into a suit, choose your suit and everything.
Okay.
Wow. It's going to be absolutely
amazing. You have your own special one.
Venga, must go.
They need to have a wax version of that.
Yes.
Then we'll play.
Then we'll
do you know what I'm saying?
We'll pick our holiday while you guys...
With real credit involved.
That'll be awesome.
Guys, can I just say something very quickly?
Street Fighter.
I've travelled halfway across the world, literally like 14,000 kilometres away, to really realise how awesome not only our little family here is, but how cool South Africa is. We think that we are kind of disconnected from the world on our little tiny corner of Africa. We are leagues ahead of the rest of the world in the way that we see the world, the way how political we are, how conscious we are of each other.
Wow.
I'm so proud to be South African. Did a couple of radio interviews that side. It was just so freaking amazing. So guys, thank you so much for making these mornings so special.
We just want to say welcome back to you, Gene.
Daddy G, Daddy G.
Cheers,
Make sure you stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love ya. Too much.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Feel Good production.